Hey, Vibe Tribe. What's up? I just got out of the shower. Stiggity. You're rocking with your favorite friendly entertainer. Stiggity motivator. With the vibes that particulate there. That is, hey girl, and you're rising. Today, we are going to be glitching. It seems as though we're glitching a little bit right now. That is quite alright. We're gonna start off by trolling the whatever podcast for a little bit. Shall I unmute? No, hold on.
You show that you don't even listen to women. You literally call us bitches that you think our brains are off or something. They work. We think. We move. We do research. We have talent. We have capabilities.
How do you expect me to...
And not every woman is going to get married.
This fucking girl. Just leave it open a little bit. We need some air in here.
I believe that every woman has a choice, and every man has a choice, and every man
nobody's
can make some
dismissing. I don't understand. Is this internalized misogyny?
No, I've seen women talk about it all the time. Do you think they're just
especially if he wants to be married?
Sometimes, but I don't know specifically what you're referencing.
I really don't see a point.
All right, let me comment. You said, do you think there's misandry? Do you think there's misandry?
Misandry? Are we making up new words?
Oh.
Shall we dictionary.com? Misandry.
Misogyny is the hatred of women, then misandry is the hatred of men. Well, yes, but just... It's a bias.
I think that there is a growing nation of people that hate men. That
yourself
along
included?
those
no, actually.
mentioning.
Sure.
Yeah, actually. Yeah.
Okay.
I think respectable men are respectable men. I have a lot of male friends.
You
I
said
would marry a
some men are
respectable
terrible, some women are terrible. I don't think we disagree on everything.
I'm sure that
I think you think
terrible, I could be considered terrible.
Be what a sad panel on my birthday. Andrew saves it if for sure. God says to submit to the man as head of the household, to love, honor, and obey. That last word means something.
it also says for a man to praise and honor his wife.
Yeah, but so
To have been told.
how does it take away from praising and
Forever
honoring
and ever,
your
amen.
wife to obey you?
Is the promise, and
Some men
vow
don't deserve to be obeyed. Some men ask for very not right things. I understand what you're saying. You're talking
a
about good
life
men.
shared
There's a
in
lot of not
marriage.
good men. I'm speaking about not good men that literally take advantage, abuse, and use women and their brains, or just totally discount.
That is called
I don't get how
emotional
that doesn't make sense. I'm not talking about everyone. I don't generalize like you do. I think every
right,
single
Again,
person.
to
you are
mention.
generalizing right now. Yeah. If you say you're not talking about all the
I
good men,
get
you're
it,
talking
I
about all the
get
bad
it.
men, that's a generalization.
No, I told you what I'm talking.
It's just a general mention.
Yeah,
Or a
So
general
I'm saying,
realization.
me saying misogyny exists is not a generalization. That's saying,
No, that's not a
okay,
generalization.
and because of some bad men. I don't think good men are misogynistic. I think good men cherish and love the women that they're around with. My sister has an amazing boyfriend, and he literally, in his mind, he's behind every great man is an even greater woman. Because we are wise. And God gave us wisdom.
No. Behind every great man is not a greater woman. Now that is a generalization.
She literally raises
Also,
your
doesn't
children.
Hang on, that's a generalization, right? Is that a generalization?
I didn't say that's what I said. I just said that's what he said. I'm saying that there are men out there that value women for who they are and what they can
Wait,
bring to the table. That's all.
I have a question for you on this. So I've been building my business for over a decade, for 10 years. And if I started to date a woman 10 years into having already established my business, was she the great woman that was behind me when I was in the trenches, like fucking grinding?
No, you weren't together. I feel
Well,
like
I
that's
feel like
a
the statement takes some cheese.
Well, it's really weird.
Women can achieve greatness too when they're not
It's actually
forced to stay in a
It's actually
home.
worse, Brian, because you could just never get with a woman
New
again,
age
and you still
society.
end up being a great man.
A woman could also do the same thing.
You wouldn't even need to
That's not
have.
what I'm arguing.
A woman can do the
Yes,
same thing.
Yeah.
women absolutely have the
I'm not
capacity
saying
for greatness
that
and
one
shit.
is
But
better or
it
worse.
is kind of taking. We don't ever
You
hear the
know,
reverse. Behind
there's
every boss
the
bitch
saying,
is a
you know,
epic man.
sometimes
epic great man.
the
Like you never
balance
hear the
But that's because
between
men have all the
two
validation
roles
they need,
could
obviously.
I
be,
worked all the work
Yeah,
I've done.
simple
That's
love
not
share.
enough validation.
No,
you
I do
know,
actually. I like my
Well,
family's
that-
very
Talking
validating.
about.
Talking about a lot of women's opinions.
validating,
So are we generalizing now?
I said a lot
you
of
know,
That a lot of is a
you know, could
generalization.
be considered a general concept,
Isn't
could
it?
be
Yeah, so
considered
now we're
many
generalizing.
You also
different,
generalize.
I do, but
you
I'm
know,
not the one saying I
literal,
don't.
realistic,
I didn't say I don't.
you know,
Okay, so now if we're back to
notion
generalization,
like, or
you're saying
notions
a lot of. What does that mean?
the reality
Yeah, what does it mean?
shared within the notion of
I
reality.
don't feel the need to talk to
The
disrespectful
notion
women.
of reality.
Well, I mean, if I'm in a room with a bull dyke, I can at least.
I just know better men. That's all.
What did you say?
Like I really do know a lot, like greater men than you. Like I don't know, like the way you
Keep it
speak, the way
moving,
you
keep it
talk.
moving.
I don't know. I don't understand.
You don't understand what? Why is it impossible for you to have a conversation without being ridiculously combative?
You are also combative. You
out of my
literally don't
way to
even
cool
ever.
it down.
Could that
you
just
already
be a
have
natural
lot-
mannerism?
I'm out of my way.
That
No,
could
no,
be
no,
a
no,
natural
you haven't.
mannerism.
Oh, yeah,
That
yeah.
does not necessarily
Sure,
have to
you're
be a
crazy, dude.
stereotype.
How do you think you've gone out of your way?
Well,
List
so
at least
I've tried to keep it as cool as possible, but if you're having a
You called us
conversation-
bitches. You raised your
I didn't call
voice. You
you
said
bitch.
fucking. You called. You said
daddy
you get
issues.
aggressive to her.
As well.
You're also in a yeah.
It is also
So the chick over there talked shit to me. I talked shit back to her. That was not
She
okay.
didn't cuss at all. You literally called.
She
me
said,
a-
"Cause of men like you," and I said, "Cause of bitches like you."
Yeah.
So do you know what a tit for tat is? Or when somebody hits
I don't know.
you,
My father just wouldn't
somebody
approve of the
hits
way
you,
you're speaking
when
to
somebody
me.
hits you, you hit them back hard.
100%. Your father wouldn't. He's a great man.
You would hit a woman, huh?
Verbally.
You know,
if they're hitting you in a debate, you hit them back harder.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. We're gonna do.
Where did we come up with this idea?
I don't know. I just
Covering.
like.
Suddenly everybody's abusive.
Not everyone's abusive.
I don't know. You accused him earlier, or
No,
at least
I
you're on the
asked
verge
him-
of it, and
I-
now you said you're gonna hit a woman.
Yeah, I'm asking.
precious
Uh,
reality.
Like by the logic, you
that
said if someone hits
are
you, you
not-
hit them harder.
To hit a woman, that's not a precious reality.
It was
You know,
implied.
that is something
Would
that
you hit
is
a man?
notion of
Never.
reality
No, I wouldn't.
within existence.
Not even to defend yourself.
I mean, I would run, hopefully.
Not even to defend yourself.
I
No.
would imagine.
No?
No.
Within
Just never.
translation.
I wouldn't even hit a girl back if she hit me and tried to fight me. I'm not a fighter.
Translation.
And maybe in a circumstance it would be different, but in my head I would never want to do that to somebody. Honestly.
So you're a pacifist.
Sure. I don't know,
So
not
it's
with my
just-
words,
it's just-
obviously.
It's just verbal argumentation.
I guess.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna do a reset. We have some chats here to
I don't
read.
mind.
We have Black Flame Nova. Here's for all you've done with the show and for bringing Andrew on to shed some knowledge on these 304s. The dude couldn't have been
have sex with a
racist
hoe.
because he kissed you. That wouldn't be the case otherwise.
See,
Okay, going back to that.
noticing
Okay,
translation.
Black Flame Nova, appreciate it.
So
Appreciate it, man.
maybe
All right,
it
we
wouldn't
have GR
necessarily
Gracie,
be a
ladies.
hit. Rather,
Stop,
it's a
just stop.
translation.
If your father was like Andrew and actually questioned your life choices, would you be happier as you age and your tats turn into Salvador Dali paintings?
I would imagine even the
I don't
natural,
If your father was like Andrew and actually questioned life, would you be
you
happier
know,
as you age
governing
and your tats turn
forces
into
would agree that that is within
Is this a
translation.
She's basically
That
saying your
could
skin will
be
get
within the
saggy.
translation
Okay.
of early romance.
I'm going to pretend to be very
You know,
insulted. Very
within
insulted by
pretending
that.
to
was
be
the-
very, you know, nonchalant, you know,
Yeah,
about
for some reason I feel like it
the
was pointed
truths
Okay.
of life that
We have
we
Tori
find
Bird.
ourselves
It's Grid 1 birthday.
blessed
The whole panel needs
to,
to say happy
living
B-Day
in
to
the
Is it Grid 1's
time
birthday?
of
whining about us.
translation.
Oh, it is her
and
birthday.
being
Happy
able
birthday,
to
Grid 1.
Yo, Grid
that
1,
translation
happy
has
fucking
a
birthday.
reality
I hope
of
you
your
had a great
life.
cake.
That is
I hope you
a blessed.
Spend your money on school.
Feliz Navidad. Happy birthday, man.
Happy birthday.
Oh, the Spanish, right?
Isn't Feliz Navidad Merry Christmas?
It is.
Oh, fuck. Hold on.
Feliz cumpleaños.
Happy
Happy
day.
birthday. Feliz
Happy
cumpleaños.
day.
Fuck, man. It's my California Spanish. Okay. All right. Even if a man
within
has shown great leadership, he cannot
a
lead a
time
follower,
of
his wife, if she's combative, disrespectful, argumentative, but worst
Great
of all,
Depression.
conditionally submissive. Most women are like this.
Yeah, feminism has turned most women this way.
Yeah, basically what he's saying.
I would imagine.
No,
No,
it's
I
not.
disagree with that. I agree with that statement that's set up there. I do feel like women are less likely to
You
let.
have to realize you have a
Wait, let her
respectful
finish. Let her
husband.
finish. Let her finish.
You're right.
I feel like women nowadays are less likely to allow their man to lead them, and it's not that men are not being like anger and taking over you. They're leading you because they want what's best for you and for the family.
All men?
Yours is.
Not all men.
Right.
She's speaking
Not
from
all
her
men.
experience.
I
Right, so the thing is,
personally wouldn't
That's
be
what
married
we
to him if
want.
he
We
wasn't
want
that
a
way.
good man.
Private chat.
We don't know what your husband's like, but you look like a very healthy, like beautiful woman, and you have a respectful husband, and that's amazing. But a lot of women do not pick the right men, and I feel like
And,
it's possible
we
that
shouldn't be
men saying
jealous.
men are the household
We
and like
should
boasting
be
about it so much
empowering,
can get to some other
one
man's head
another's
and create them to be
strength
abusers. I'm not saying I was an
and-
abuser,
I agree.
but I believe that this mindset causes that, and I do believe like a woman should submit to a respectful man if he really is following God and doing what God is asking him to.
What role does the woman play in that? Because I feel like as women, if we're not respecting ourselves, then we're not demanding respect of a man. And I feel like also like this whole courtship. I mean, you're dating them, so it's not like you're all of a sudden in this marriage and you're like, oh my gosh, she's controlling me. It's like this whole time he should have been leading you.
Absolutely.
You know.
But I think men think they need to do that before you're even married. That's what I'm saying. Like,
It also sounds like based on your relationship, like you guys have a really healthy relationship and he's not abusive. But if a man is abusive and controlling and then he wants you to be submissive and not combative and agreeable, that's a problem.
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
Do
again,
you
I
have the
wouldn't have
video?
married him had he
Because
That
that's
is
been
a
not,
abusive.
that's not a man that's following God.
And
God
I-
is the head of the household.
To just say
women
a woman should
do
always submit to a
make
man.
bad decisions with the when they pay.
Yeah,
absolutely.
We have a video that's related to this. Go ahead, you can play it next.
I want guidance. I want leadership.
fulfillment of relationships is being able
like
to overcome challenges
when I
and,
to be.
overcome
So I
obstacles
want
within
guidance. I want leadership.
communication,
I think there was a
within
longer
translation,
version of it.
within
But
lifestyle,
it occurs to me, like,
and
so I
within,
think women really want
notions
men
of
who
mannerism.
lead,
Hey,
but the feminism
something you said,
mind
or hey,
virus
something you
is
did,
you want a leader.
don't wanna inspired,
follow.
or that made me feel a certain
No,
type
that
of
doesn't.
way.
Hold on, but
that
do
is
you want a guy to take
healthy.
initiative on the first date? Like, you want a guy to ask you out?
Yeah, but ideally I take initiative and
Communication.
What other
and
aspects?
I make him feel good about himself. I compliment
He should do that
him.
too. He should do that
Yeah,
too.
It's not leadership, that's just complimenting
That's
someone.
not, yeah,
That's right,
exactly.
take
I
leadership
agree,
in the
that's not
household.
leadership.
The
Huh?
essence
You
of
take
Are you talking about
leadership in the
marriage or in
household?
dating? What are we talking about?
vibes.
Well, obviously it
both.
starts somewhere, right? So you demand leadership for the first 3 months of your
I
relationship?
don't think anybody should be a leader here. I think they should both be working
you
together
just-
as a team.
Yeah, but hold on. You want the guy to take the massive. A lot of women don't understand because you're in the privileged position of being sexual selectors. You don't understand the absolutely fucking massive burden that it is for men to be the initiators in these situations and take the lead and face the risk of just brutal rejection after rejection.
That's why you shouldn't do it the entire time. Why would you do it?
Well, that's convenient for you to say
doesn't
because
a
men
leader
have to
delegate tasks based on their
hold on,
teams?
whatever or idealistic worldview you want to claim there is. Oh, men shouldn't have to. Guess what? Men by default have to.
I have a
Throughout
question.
the entire relationship, they should not be being a doormat. for
Okay, let me give you an
notion
example.
of
Generally speaking,
rejecting is
if men just
subjective
don't
to
take the initiative
perspective.
ever, they are.
Because
That's the
You
end
know,
of their
married
blood.
couples
You
joke
that's the
around all
difference
the time,
between men and women.
and
Women, you
sometimes
just show up
they
when it comes to
don't-
dating. You just have to make yourself available. If we don't make conscious effort
look
and
the best,
attempts,
you know, and
actually
sometimes
approach
we
women,
sometimes we
pursue
compliment
women,
our,
that's the end of your bloodline. You're fucked.
you know,
Women,
our partners.
dozens of men sliding into your
not
DMs.
ugly women.
Sometimes we,
roll out of the
Not
bed.
you
even
know, we are whole situations
women.
and
Okay, yeah,
They get
sure.
fucked
you
when they're
know,
married.
Yeah, they're not.
that
yeah,
is-
At
they're
least
not.
they can
They're
get
gonna
healthy.
go every
At
single
least they-
time.
that is
The
healthy.
same amount of men get married. With the same amount of women and men get married because you
I
have
mean,
to have
I'm
two
saying-
men and a woman to get married. Like I don't. It's not.
Okay, can
Okay,
I
but
ask
that-
a question
that-
as a woman? If you have a man that asks you on a date, wants to pay for that date, opens the door for you, treats you right, continues to treat you right, and take care of you for 6 months, asks you to marry him, and you trust him, love him, respect him, and you can agree that he's the leader, what is the problem with him being the leader if you trust his decisions?
If I trust his decision, then he's a good person. He can lead.
But you're like, I trust you this whole time. I trusted you until we got married. I trust you now that we're married. But now I want to have some control over some situations. Why can't you say I'm willing to relinquish control because I trust that whatever your decision is, it's for the best for me because you love me.
If you have a
Dignity,
loving relationship with a
you know,
husband who respects
the
you
essence
and
of-
genuinely sees the value in you, then yeah, there's no problem.
What
if you
is it?
submit
How
to
do
him.
they call it? What do they call it?
Okay, so then as a
Power
woman, I'm
couple.
saying that I do not,
As a woman,
there's no area in my
tell
home where
other
I need to
women-
override my husband and say, I would like the authority here because why? I don't trust you.
Because
I don't think
and
you're going to
your
make the right
husband,
decision.
I would assume your husband's probably good to you.
He's very good. That's what we're
I-
saying. That's
do
what
you
we're saying.
never have
Hypothetically.
ideas?
Do you guys assume
I have
every
ideas and he
single
loves and respects me enough to allow me to
Do
pursue
you
them.
assume
No, I'm
every
saying, like,
single
within
husband is
your-
going to be good in a marriage?
I have all kinds of ideas, and my husband is so amazing and respectful and loving
but
that
does that
he
apply to
lets me
every
do
person
whatever
you
I
would
want.
want?
So I'm literally not controlled.
statistic.
I'm literally not controlled because I give my husband control, and he loves and
So
respects
you-
me so much.
so you're
he says
suggesting-
whatever you want, babe.
So you're
Yeah,
suggesting that
that's
every
him
single
loving
woman
you
in the
biblically,
world, in order to
absolutely.
avoid abuse and control, should relinquish control?
No, I'm not
Where are
suggesting
all these
that. I'm
abusive
asking
men?
you what the problem
Are you
is.
suggesting abusive men don't exist?
No, I'm not
Not at
saying
all.
one.
Not at all. But why are all these? Why are all of these men that we're talking about supposedly abusive and horrible people? Like, there are so many good quality men out here, and we're going back to the fact where men get shit on. And it's
that's the
ridiculous.
point.
So many good men.
Podcast is shitting on girls. What do you mean?
Not
Straw man?
necessarily.
Straw man?
It's not a straw man. It's a
It actually is. Hold on. We can
mentioned
get
that-
into
I'm not
that.
shitting on
Wait, hold
all
on,
men.
hold on,
I'm
hold
shitting
on,
on
hold on,
type
hold
of
on,
man.
hold on.
And
I
Just
feel like
like
you're
you
just
guys
being
aren't shitting on
argued
all
with.
women.
You
You're
think
shitting
that
on a
being argued with
particular
means you're
type
getting
of
shit on.
No, I don't.
Yeah, if you say equip towards someone, they say equip back. Suddenly that's out. You know that's
No,
out of bounds.
Completely disagree. Completely.
Well, then that's all that's happened
To agree with her,
the
I
whole
mean-
time you've been here.
Okay, so what's the problem? I don't.
Okay, hold on. Wait, there's
You
two
know,
different
that's-
things going
that's
on.
almost-
Hold on.
You're
You know,
There's two fucking
similar as
conversations going
mentioning
on
you
here.
cannot
Let me bring it back
love
to the
somebody
actual
that is not within
conversation
your
instead of this
country.
devolving into a further fucking meta
That
conversation.
is
Jesus
just
Christ.
to
Put your mic back
mention
to the.
that
Can you put your
love
mic
can
back?
be
please?
shared,
Okay.
around the world.
To your point, can we try to keep the conversations to like normal?
Sex?
Are you fucking R-slurred?
Oh,
Can we keep the conversation within like, let's not go into like abnormal situations.
that is
Like, I don't
okay.
see-
So within
should
the
a woman follow an abusive
left
man?
viewpoint,
no.
that
Are you
is
happy?
an
Now
abnormal
let's talk about within the
circumstance.
confines
Okay.
of normal
And
healthy
or,
relationships.
situation.
Ought
Abusive,
women to
they're
follow.
abusive, but there are a lot of men who are like substandard
Okay,
and
cool.
don't.
I'll give
And-
it to
and
you.
I would
Cool. I'll give
imagine
it to
the
you. Don't follow
translation,
abusive men.
you know,
I 100%
because-
agree.
Don't follow
Now
a
let's
guy
talk.
either.
Cool. I agree with you.
Or a
Now
financially
let's talk about
dependent.
normal healthy relationships.
Yeah,
Let's
submit.
keep it focused here.
I think they both
In
should
that.
be submitted, listening to each other though.
Okay, so why do you have to bring up this like scenario? What if the man fucking murders
I'm
you?
not bringing up the
Follow him
scenario.
back?
I'm
Every woman
mentioning
who's
the
combative
scenario
or has an
as a
opinion
possibility
or
of
disagrees
truth
or whatever.
within the notion
Like,
of
you're a
reality.
girl if you don't submit to your husband in totality. And
Do you
that's
want a
just-
guy who's dominant?
No. Not
Do you want a soy
necessarily.
boy?
No, I don't want either.
So what do you want?
I want a guy
she
who
wants-
sees me as a
she
human.
wants a traditional liberal feminist man. Good luck. Good luck.
The guy you really like
Is-
who've been dating for a while gets into firearms. He goes and buys a 500 S&W, AR-15 and Benelli M4. He says he wants to teach you firearm safety and how to shoot. Red flag?
No, that's a green flag.
Okay, really quick, going around the table on this. Go ahead. Nick, I want you to find that there's a video. There's this woman who was in a car. It went viral a couple months ago. We pulled it up. She was like, she's like a progressive woman. She's like, well, why can't I find like Democrat, progressive, liberal, feminist men who want to pay for dates and who are like masculine and traditional? Can you find that video, please? We're gonna.
Did I not mention that as an essence of romance?
He gets into firearms. He buys a AR-15.
You know, sometimes romance can
be
is it a red flag? Perceived morbidly. You know, sometimes romance can be perceived
weird, but
gorily.
Shoot one if
I
it's
would
for safety.
imagine. I would
Marry him
notice within mentioning words and things and stuff and such.
Turn on.
You know, within mentioning truths and essence.
Okay.
That
it's just like I'm
getting
frustrated because so often is it the case that we're trying to have a conversation about dating,
seemingly
and then it
frustrated
devolves
in the notion
into, well,
of
what should you
time
do
and
in the
place
event that one
and
of the people is
diggity
abusive?
space and
Okay,
you
we
know,
can talk about
within
that.
belief
But like,
in yourself
what about
and
the
within
majority
belief
of
in
relationships that I would
the
say
power of
they don't always go the
People engage in healthy relationships.
Hold on.
essence.
You think the
essence be
do you think
power
the majority of
love.
relationships are
You know, that
abusive?
could be translated
Okay.
many
So then
ways.
sure.
Summer
Okay.
Pickle donated $200.
You know,
I'm
pickles,
enjoying Ivory's
translator.
reactions to this drama.
It just it serves to derail the actual like conversation we're trying to have. Nick, do you have the video? Okay. We had let me read these chats here. We have Blake.
And I would imagine that
I
everybody
think he
would
sent
be
this as
like,
a
what's the
Streamlabs
biggest
message
way?
also. Here's for having to put up with so much in these modern times and revealing so much that
There they
traditional
are.
fathers warned us
Yeah.
about onto the topic. If he was a racist, he wouldn't even give you a peck. You sent this, I think, also as a Streamlabs thing. That shows some interest. It was definitely preference. Okay, hey, Black Flame Nova, thank you, man. Daniel
But
Dudley,
it's
the ladies
not
don't understand
racist
respect
to
and their mind. Respect
translate.
is to kiss their ass.
And it's not
And then
racist
let them
to
make decisions. If they decide against men, should just accept
be
it. What is
inspired.
abuse? Curious what these ladies think it is. Oh my god. What it is, emotional abuse seems to be the scapegoat most of the time.
It does.
But, you know, what are y'all are
For the record, I don't
mentioning
think it's all that
things
are
and stuff
going
and such.
towards
I
that.
would imagine the respect in their mind to kiss ass and
The emotional abuse. I
See,
honestly
I
think
don't
it's a few.
kiss asses.
I think people are just toxic.
am
Are you toxic?
sincere.
Generalization, all people.
You're perfect, right? You've never done anything
I'm
wrong.
not, you know, I'm perfectly imperfect.
How?
You know, I
How are
and
you
so is the rest of the world.
Talking to another person.
Okay, so you're a cheater.
Well, I wasn't.
You know,
I didn't do anything.
Hold on.
I'm not a cheater.
That's not cheating.
That's
To me, it
emotional
is.
cheating
That's
then.
I
it's toxic.
am-
That's why I broke up, right? Because it's toxic. But a lot of
And then
people
did you go
wouldn't
and fuck
break
the
up.
guy?
Hold on, how would you
But
mention,
a
how
lot
would
of
you
guys, a lot of people wouldn't
say that I'm a
Oh, wait.
cheater?
Sorry, hold on.
Oh, you did?
Later, but like it was like a year later. It was a year later, and when I broke up with the guy, we were not talking. So just to put that, it was a year later, and when I broke up with the guy, we were not talking at the time. So I broke up with the guy solely based on the fact that I felt bad that I had feelings for somebody else.
But
Interesting
have you
how that
ever
works
been
out.
in an emotionally or physically abusive relationship?
No, but I've seen them.
Okay, well, I have. So
I
if
know,
anyone
I-
has questions, I've been physically abused by a man, so I have authority.
Like big time.
Although I think we should move on, because those
Why-
aren't the majority of
Do you
relationships.
think I have? Like, what do I
No, man.
Because you talk about
You
it.
talk
I kind
about
of
it a
feel
lot.
like maybe were you physically abusive?
No,
No?
no. It's not like
A little different. A little different.
I've seen people be physically abusive in relationships.
This panel sucks. Typical women, as usual.
Yo, Max, who is the Asian girl in the back? Never says a word. Best type of woman. I'm rich and single. Look me up. Patient drive.
See, and then you're gonna
To
expect
say
a
a
guy like
word
that to get a
is
girl who's submissive.
translation.
Ass.
It's to translate
I don't even
a
know
word.
this guy. Why
Okay,
would
but that's
I-
my. There's a problem with men too. Is my point. That's it.
What?
And that's
I don't think he disagrees. There's a problem with men.
He's saying women should just shut up.
And
I'm not saying
within
women should. That's
submission,
my point. I think he thinks
No, he
marriage.
didn't.
he has
Okay,
been. He said the best
and,
type
you know,
of girl
the
who
essence
man definitely
of
said, don't defend that.
being
He definitely just
married
said that.
Never
within
says a word, the
your
best
mind.
Yeah, he definitely said
And
that.
within
What's wrong with liking
making
this?
that a
An
reality that can
introverted,
translate
an
in
introverted.
morbid ways
personally, I
that
think
could
silence is
translate
golden.
in
I don't like to
societally
talk either.
pleasing
I don't want to be
ways, you know,
yapping
and
to my
things
partner or
and
blah,
stuff.
blah, 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 blah. No, let's just like shut the fuck up and watch
Meaning,
Breaking
you
Bad.
know,
That's my
that
idea. Fuck it, bro. Let's watch Breaking Bad. Let's watch
there's
Fallout.
love present
Fallout who's seen
in
Fallout?
places
I think fucking
that
Superman. Yeah.
you
very mid show.
would
Game of Thrones.
enjoy being
You
emptied
a
out.
girl like that by treating her well, right?
Okay, you found the video?
Well, I mean, unless she has problems
Okay,
herself.
we'll see.
Boring
We'll see
girl.
how it's going.
Then she needs therapy.
Oh, okay. I think this is it.
know,
Yeah, this is
like,
it.
and
Good
that
job.
is
Yeah,
left
thanks.
to
Good job.
perspective.
All right, start from the beginning if you
Do
can.
you want to know one of the saddest realizations I recently had?
Sorry,
Was that
so
as a
loud.
liberal woman, it is really hard to find a man who's willing to play the more traditional masculine role in the relationship in today's day and age. Who is not a conservative? A man who wants to pay on the first date, who wants to open your door, who has that want and desire to
How
take
do
care of you
you
and to provide,
begin
who is not a
to
conservative. And obviously, as a liberal woman, I do
receive,
want to be respected
you
for
know,
my independence, and I do want to have my own autonomy.
all
in
that the man is
relationship and not be
providing.
confined or conform to the
Traditionally,
homemaker, childbearing.
as a
But most of the men that I
homemaker,
dated who do have that more natural
Naturally.
masculinity about them are normally conservative. So I don't
when
want to
everything
because I
is
don't want to compromise my
about
morals and values just to find a man.
you,
But am I asking
So,
you to do?
Yes.
Do you want to know one of the
Yes.
sad
Wait, you disagree? This is your position.
No, I just
you know,
disagree with,
must
like, I don't know.
survive through
Try to, like,
the notion of all these notions and the notion of the perspective of society. He must
Wait, hold on, just a
survive
question.
through the fact
Just a
that,
question.
you know,
If a man
society
doesn't pay a
would
girl,
rather
pay for a girl
not
on the
see
first
you
date,
happy
is that
within
treating her
your
treating her
best
not nicely?
situation,
Treating her nicely.
being that, you know, maybe the simplistic of answers that everybody knows, that maybe
So like a
everybody
traditionally
leaving
masculine man.
before
Yeah, she's
I
speaks
became
specifically about masculinity.
more proud to
She
announce.
says it's really hard to
Are you
find
suggesting
masculine.
that liberal men can
Within the essence of liberal men,
saying-
within the
I'm
essence
not-
of conservative men, within the essence
Whenever
of
you build anything
know,
that I say into a monolith, right?
mentioning
That, I mean, you can if
monolithically.
you want, but I'm just always going to point out to you that I don't ever say all. I'm never saying all. We're talking
You know,
in generalities here.
You know what they say
I
is
wouldn't say
all
most.
good.
I would just say there's a lot more
Shit, in the
men who
neighborhood.
follow a conservative ideology who probably come off as being more traditionally masculine.
In the
And
neighborhood.
this is what seems to be what we
You know,
receive when we
then
talk to women and we do those
we
polls where we
begin
never
to
ask anybody anything, but
remember
we do. And when we do, they
Mr.
seem to
Rogers'
claim the same thing, that conservatives have more
situation, you
traditionally
know,
masculine
and
See, you just
features and
referenced what I
values.
said before.
you know how everyone
I think most liberal men are now women also.
that
No, I think
things should
liberal
be
men are still able
What
to
is a
do
woman?
the way that they
a lot of
naturally
things.
are,
I think a
No
lot of
one
women
knows.
want.
and we
I
should
don't subscribe
begin
to this, but I think
to,
a lot of women want
you
someone
know,
who's extremely
question
dominant
the
and, you know,
questioning.
does lead them in all of these different.
Because-
But then they call it toxic
You
masculinity.
know, to
and
question
it's-
reality that is
Amanda
definitive.
wants to lead us
is
not
to-
talking
want the
about
toxic
masculinity.
Yeah, like I love the
I just
toxic
said I don't
masculinity.
to not be a part
I don't want
of
that. I
certain
want somebody
definitive
who
realities,
treats people and treats me
and
properly.
you are a part of certain definitive realities. How do you
But you
begin
said
to
you want
receive
the
your
initial months of the relationship.
realization
It
that
sounded like there's more stuff than
The
that.
first date he can pay for it. If we go on another
that
date,
you're not alone in your
and then he
perspective.
takes me on like 3 or 4 dates, and he's constantly paying.
You're not
At
alone
some
in
point,
your
we're gonna do
truth,
this,
and
I
you're
think
not
we should
alone
split
in
your
your
let me-
perspective.
I'll give you
Split
that.
or would
Maybe in line with
No, I would split.
the
Why wouldn't you?
essence of
It's equal. I'm just sorry.
Maybe this- okay.
I think you're meaning you want to get you give 100% of what you can give, and the man gives 100% of what he can give, but we're not equal. Like they said about the war thing, like you're not gonna want to get drafted to war. You're not gonna want
Okay,
to
leave the
spend all your
country.
money.
Flee. Yeah, I would.
Okay, so
I wouldn't blame a man for leaving the country.
Okay, so
either.
on the
Would you
first
consider him
date,
masculine?
I mean, no, but I wouldn't blame him,
No.
and I'd still marry him.
But
You know
that's
what I mean?
toxic.
It's not.
How is
See,
that toxic?
I just called you out.
I mean,
I just called you out because
masculine according to
society
my
would
definition.
rather not,
My definition.
notice you
Then what's the
happy
definition?
within
I
your
just
truth,
gotta know.
or
What do you think
progressing
the
within
difference
your
is?
truth.
Your definition
Sometimes
of
society would, rather freaking see you or notice you and, watch you as you are rather than watch you progress. And then there is a larger part of society that would rather watch you progress within the notion of
Well put.
reality within, sometimes marriage is two individuals saving each other's
about
lives,
equality. So you're on the first
coming
date,
together
I don't care who
and
pays,
staying
all the way
together,
home, the
and,
tire,
through thick and
you get a
through
flat tire.
thin.
Do you
you know-
usually go out and change the tire?
and knowing that, you know, sometimes your love, sometimes your essence, sometimes your personality is a thick personality. Sometimes you have a way of sharing some big emotions.
Okay, can you
You know,
change the tire?
and some big, you know, reality and
changing
the message
Let's-
that,
Let's
you know, should
you know,
be.
the first date. So, just so I understand your position. So, and if the panel will allow me, I'm gonna do a bit of a
Progressively
back and
shared.
forth here. So,
You know,
if I
with
understand
the
your position,
notion
the
of,
sole thing
You know,
that
I would wish
is,
happiness for
perhaps
you,
unequal
and I would
in
hope that
desire
you wish
is
happiness for me,
just
but we live
that you
in a
want the guy to pay for
society
the first date and
that,
that's it? Is that the only
you
thing?
know,
Not just. I would say the man needs to pursue initiative.
there's a
Okay,
balance
so let's go
between
into that and some of the other
perspectives
things.
as far as,
So, do you
you
want the
know-
guy to, have you ever had a man approach you in person?
Yes.
And are you on dating apps? Okay. Wait, do we have a dating app review we have to do? Whose is that? Is it hers? Oh, okay, we'll do that in a sec. Not now. So,
I'm not really. Yeah. Anyway.
okay. Do you want the man to either approach you or send the first message if you match on the dating app?
Yes.
Okay, unequal. Do you want the man
that
to...
is not unequal.
like I
That
said,
is
for example, let's say he does-
chivalry.
hold on,
Bumble.
hold
I
on,
sent
hold
the
on.
first message on Bumble.
Yeah.
The definition of chivalry,
Hold on, let me get into that though, because Bumble, hold on,
Yeah.
on
no.
Bumble,
Allowing
the very
one
funny thing,
to-
as somebody who used Bumble for a very long time,
and mentioning
the very funny thing with
Jesus.
Bumble is that while yes, technically women do have to send the first message, what women, the vast majority of women on Bumble do, is they will send a token first message and immediately
diva,
relinquish
no.
the conversational burden onto the man. And wait, hold on.
You're out of it.
No. Most women on Bumble will just say hey, and then they shut the rest of the conversational burden on the man. They're not gonna ask for the first date. They're not gonna carry the conversation. They're not gonna move things forward. They're not gonna solicit the number.
Doesn't apply to all women.
I'm not saying all women. I'm saying most.
However, I would
As somebody who was
say
on Bumble for a
on
long
Tinder-
period of time.
On Tinder, the
It's
men.
probably it's
the
worse.
men do the same thing.
Yes, and women hate it. The difference is though, if as women, because this is how women have dating on easy mode, if you just send a hey on Bumble, since that's a majority of what men get, we run with it and immediately we will take on the burden and responsibility.
Not anymore. No, what happens
Well,
is,
I
hey,
think it changed,
how are you?
right?
And then
What?
nothing, and then it's just
What are
phone
you
call.
on?
What's up?
Well, that's because what's your
that would be
what's your typical opener?
beyond
Hey, right?
mentioning.
No, I mean, I don't know.
And,
I look
you know,
for people's
beginning
profiles
to
and I recommend something in their
realize
profile. That's usually what
Okay, that's fair.
the
Now,
truth and
so,
essence within a
more often than
reality
not,
that is now
comes to
my
approaching.
truth and essence within
Are
reality.
you doing the approaching
But
or is
then
the man doing
realizing-
the approaching? And what would you prefer?
I've approached in the
Reality.
past,
And
for
then,
sure,
More
but
you
often
know,
than not, who's,
I definitely
who's
prefer-
we
approaching?
begin to ask
When
ourselves,
the man approaches.
But
What
I
about
don't-
carrying and leading the conversation? Like, because a guy can't just.
people should be doing that.
Well, hold on. But a guy can't just walk up to you in a grocery store, for example, or Trader Joe's, and just say, "Hey," right?
Why not?
Really?
I mean, why?
really,
I would just say
Okay.
hey, and it falls
Because the
on deaf
burden.
ears.
Do you
Oh,
realize the
I'm sorry, I
burden
didn't
of
realize what
conversation? Like, if I just shut the fuck
I
up
didn't
right
realize
now.
that's what you meant. Literally, like you were just like, oh hey, like that's it.
No, like,
The
and he
burden
was
of
trying
the
to, and he stood there.
conversation is
Right,
the
Hi.
I didn't realize that's what you meant. That'd be ridiculous.
Right, so the burden of
Translated
conversation, whether it's on a
through
dating app or in
notions
person, at
of
least initially,
society.
like if somebody approaches me and they just say, "Hi,"
Yeah, that's weird.
it's weird. Actually, in a business context too, this fucking annoys me when people just text me, "Hi" or "Hey." I'm like, just ask your fucking question.
It was maybe you question
There's actually a
watchers.
website about this called No Hello, where it's like, anyways, we're not going to dive into that. What about you match with somebody on the dating app or they approach you? Who do you want to solicit the first date? Like, hey, I'd like to see you again. Can I get your number?
The stars in the sky
After the
can
first date?
realize
No.
your
So
love,
you're still talking
but
either on
the
the
stars
dating
in
app
the
or
sky
you can
don't
approach
share
the
the
person.
same love that you share.
Who should solicit for the phone number? Okay. Who should solicit for the first date?
The man.
Okay. Now, who should set up the date? He
The
gets your
stars,
number.
they like to
He
glare,
texts.
they
He's
like
texting
to
you.
stare, but they
Who should
don't
like try
share
to
the
move
love
things forward
that we
and set the
share.
date up?
But
Ideally him, but
Ideally
don't
him.
know
Okay.
it, don't know it was there from the
So-
start. Stars got a
Now-
little bit of pride and they fell down from the
Let's say-
sky.
let's say
They're
you
in the
have to
ground, they're
cancel
rebirth now. In the
Let me
3D
let's
now.
cancel on that.
Now
How are
it's
you
time
gonna
to
bring that
be.
message to him?
the experience.
Sorry, I can't.
That we were there from the start. That'll light up your day or night and in between. It's something as a
Really?
dream
Just
to
gonna
you.
run away? I'm
No,
in the middle
it's-
of a convo
I
thread.
saw you in the 3D. I did.
Well, at least let me
And
finish
I
the
hid,
convo
and I
thread.
hid.
Get her a Gatorade.
Yes,
or
I
something.
did. That's what society
Are
would
you
do.
pregnant or something?
The essence of small talk and conversation makes me
I don't
want to
know.
run and hide.
Okay.
Well, you
You
know,
can't-
the essence of marriage is, you know, the essence of being able to run and hide with somebody
So-
that you,
Yes, I'll
you
repeat the
know,
question. Let's say
enjoy
the guy sets up a
annoying
date with you.
you
And this
know,
is
I
a
don't know.
frequent occurrence when
I
it
don't
comes to
know.
trying to
Things
plan
and
a date.
such.
Let's say you have to cancel the date. How do you? What do you?
And
pretend-
not annoying you,
What's the text you
enjoy
send?
inspiring you.
Someone just get
Hold on,
You
just
know,
let her
things
answer,
and
just
stuff
please.
and
Don't
such.
cancel on the date.
Let's
but
just say
You know,
have you ever
annoying
canceled?
you.
make up no, I haven't, but I'd probably make up an excuse. Like, I don't know, something just came up and
No, let's say something
cat-
actually.
my
No,
cat's sick or
you're not trying to get on a date. Let's just say something genuinely. You have a work thing come up or something.
You know, the essence
Tell me how you
of
would cancel.
annoying and then the essence of
Oh, so you
sharing
don't do
time,
the
you know.
courteous thing,
The
which
essence
would
of
be to, hey, I'm so
podcasting
sorry I can't. This is a thing
is
often
that,
women do when they
you
cancel
know,
dates. Hey, I'm so sorry I
you know,
can't make it. You don't counter. This is an
hearing me-
etiquette, courtesy thing. If you have to cancel a plan, the courteous thing is, etiquette thing is, to
Could
offer
be
a counter.
translated
Hey, I
as
can't do today, but are you free
spending
next
time
Wednesday?
with me.
Most people, you say that. But
Spending
most people
time
do
with
that.
me can be
Okay.
translated, you know, in ways that
And then the
you
conver-
know,
and then
may
the burden
be
goes back onto the
news
guy
to you.
to then
are
follow up
news
with
to me,
right?
you know, are news
Well, this
to,
is-
you know, to we, yes, you know.
Okay, so
You
then
know,
but you're
we-
gonna
you were just
have
talking
want
about-
to set up that second date, right?
You know,
no, if
setting
we're-
up a
if
second
the first
date,
date was canceled,
you know, that the
then we'll
first
have to
date
go
should have
on,
been
like another date we're rescheduling and he whatever, like it doesn't.
the
it doesn't matter if
realization
we're
that,
together at this point.
you know, there is something in my land
Where
that
you wouldn't
may
just shut the burden
freaking
onto him.
tickle your
He's already made his
fancy.
move. He's already said, look, I'm interested in this.
Tickler.
Well, that's that seems dubious, but okay.
Okay.
As
So
far
now
as
let's say you're on the date. Who has the
vibes
burden of
shared.
leading the conversation on the date?
They both should. And
Okay.
if they don't
Check this
converse
out.
well,
Okay, we're on
then-
a date. You and me, let's role play this. We're on a date. Hey,
Hi.
Let's not.
I'm good.
That's great.
Hey, let's role play on a day.
You've already failed
Let's
at
role
getting
play
into the
though.
conversation.
We're having
See, I can't do
what
what a
is
lot
this
of women do on the first
intervention?
date, which is
If a woman
No,
says,
they
like,
haven't,
that's it, and just gives you one-word responses, like that's not like she's not working with you.
I mean, she's probably not interested.
no, not necessarily. I
We're
just
having
think
a
that typically when
convention.
it comes to dating, women
Yeah,
look towards men to
convention
actually
of
carry and lead the
voices.
conversation. If I did what a lot of women do on first dates,
The-
look, some women are gifted conversationally, but most, if I just literally did what women did, we would just sit there in silence.
You know, that is amazing. That is a part of
Also,
love.
much
You
of the
know,
social environment.
what do
can
they
make a
say?
freer
Silence is
date.
golden sometimes.
What a weird date anyway for the
Hey,
for the woman to
sometimes,
ask anything about.
sometimes, you should tune into my lo-fi episode because
I think
I
that you might be going after
am
girls that are like genuinely like.
confident within my own, you know.
No, not really.
I'm talking
At least
to
when I-
don't want to
and,
ask
you
the
know, not
questions. They either
necessarily
don't care,
respond.
or they
Back when I was on
just
date,
stupid.
back when I was on
I
dating apps, and I'm, oh, okay, I'm not done. I have more.
Diggity,
I have
diggity.
more. Okay, so let's continue, right? Now, okay, and you've already answered this, but who should, now, okay, let's say the date's going well, you went to get food or a drink or whatever, who should pay for the date?
The first date, the man.
Okay, and then, should the date end there?
After, it depends.
Have you ever had a date go further, like you went back to his place, he went back to yours?
I've never done anything sexual on the first date.
You know, let's
Never.
ask a question that you haven't
Have you ever
asked
hooked up with a
yet
guy
on
the
this
same way you met
podcast.
him,
I
like a
haven't
party or
noticed.
some sort of event?
What if you
None of
fall
us
in
are
love
on
in the
the
first
So that
date?
makes things even more. Hold on, women who are hold on,
on.
women who are are you guys from Arizona? ASU people be fucking like within 30 minutes of meeting all the fucking
I
time.
didn't go to ASU.
Whatever.
And
What
yeah,
if your
it's true,
first
they
date
are
was not,
big
like,
STD?
And that, you know,
So- You go on a date with a guy, it goes well.
Generalizing.
generally.
There's gonna be a second date, right?
Ideally.
Okay, who's gonna set that up? Him or you?
I mean,
Ideally.
if you liked the second date, I mean the first date, then you let him know. You say like, hey, I had a good time. You know, I really enjoyed enjoyed myself and whatnot. And then if he's interested, he'll keep the
So the burden remains on him to
No,
initiate.
I just said,
see.
she just said, hey, I have a good time. And if he's also interested, then he will respond, right? And then they'll...
Okay, I had a good time too. ... Whose burden is it
If
now to
that's
set up
all
a
you
second
say
date?
when a girl says I had a really good time and I really
Why-
enjoyed it with you, then she's not gonna go out on a second date, and that makes
Really?
a lot of sense.
Wait, I'm so confused why a
So what
woman
you're
wouldn't
saying-
just be
so then
able
what
to
you're
say,
saying-
hey, you want to go out again?
So what you're saying is,
I have
if
done
I
that.
reciprocate exactly what you say, so what you're basically admitting is the
if you
initiative,
said-
the
if you
burden.
said
Hold on, let me
afterwards-
finish. The burden of initiative once again
No,
falls on the man.
Not necessarily. If you said afterwards that date was really good, I had a really good time, and then next week I was like, hey, like, are you busy? You want to do something again? There's no
Damn,
problem.
it's gonna. Damn, you
You
gotta
can't,
work.
you
It's gonna
can't,
take you a week.
you know, that's having
to go ask the
expectations
guy
and
out.
expecting an amazing date every
No, but
time.
you're waiting a week.
You know,
to
you have to have
messages to
expectations
set up
No, I-
another date.
that
Bro,
are
she-
not having, you have to have not expectations. Love, unconditional love, shared is having one individual that you
Wait, did we say that?
don't have expectations for, you know,
Let's move on.
because
So-
they just naturally have
So, I
a
mean,
way of
it would
making
seem
you
to
happy.
me
They
that
just
soliciting
naturally have a way
subsequent
of
dates
making you sad. They just
would
have
also
naturally
continue to
an
fall
essence
What about
of,
moving things
you
forward
know,
physically?
there's a
Who should go for the
saying,
first
you
kiss?
don't know, you don't understand loneliness until you find somebody
I
that
don't know.
you
Have you-
That one's kind
have love for.
How many first kisses have you had?
And then
kisses have you had?
share love with
3?
somebody
Of all the first kisses
is,
have you had, who initiated
you know,
it?
within the essence of
My second one was also
you want the best for your friends. So you would want your
Would you
friends
prefer if the
to,
guy,
you know,
guys took a bit more initiative on the first
to
kiss?
have love.
Okay,
You
well,
know,
I'll tell you this much. Most men are going to have to
you
make the
would
first
want
move when it comes
to
to going for the
promote
first kiss. What about
your
moving
friends
things
and
forward
keep on
sexually?
keeping on
I
with whatever
honestly-
that they're, you know, whatever they're doing, however,
So, okay, so
you
he's
know,
gonna have to carry
they're
this for a
living
long
their
time.
lives, or
So let's
you know,
assume
whatever
you're
choices
married.
that they're choosing
Well,
to
aren't you feminist? Why
live
would you
by.
want to wait to have sex?
necessarily through the perspective of the left,
Okay,
you
well,
know,
I
and
guess you can
understanding
feminist and not
and
want people right.
overstanding
That's fair, okay.
and, you know,
But let's talk about when it comes to, let's talk
essence
about
of the
physicality,
left.
right?
And
Okay, so
all
assume,
of,
let's say
you
you're
know,
at that stage in the relationship where you're
all
ready.
of the
Would you want him to move things
essences
forward
of
physically?
Yeah, but if you're
nostalgia, shared, you know, we must believe that God is love, and love appears,
Really?
you know,
There's that saying, make love, not
not
war.
you know, love appears
As
many different, you know,
facets.
you know, and this is an ad, you know, because as love appears in our lives, we notice that life for the collective shifts, just as within a coral reef. You know, the singular experience has, now mind you, the singular experience, you know, doesn't mean from the essence of a single person, from the essence through, you know, relationship. It's the essence of an individual, and how the reality of an individual could, you know, within the reality of an individual shared, could have major, stiggity, amazing implications within the world and within translation of love, within translation of war, within translation of, you know, society, within translation of, you know, the essence of war within our minds being that, you know, sometimes the doubts, and sometimes, you know, not the doubts, sometimes the essences of learning. As we learn, we grow, and as we grow, we find ourselves, and as we find ourselves, we find each other, and as we find each other, we
So he's
find
initiating the officialness.
the essence of stiggity stiggity, you know, the essence of
Okay, but is there, because if
truth
you
shared,
away,
and,
right? So are you
you
saying
know,
like as soon as that conversation
sharing
happens, he's like,
perspective
hey, babe,
allows
I want
us
you to be my
to,
girlfriend.
Oh, sorry.
But you said making something official.
you know,
there has to
enhance
be
the
some
choices
overt.
that we make
there'd have to be some
the words that we
conversation,
share,
right?
Yes, making it
the
official. Yes, I
truths
did
that we
not the
share
sex part. That's not a
within the
conversation that's
perspective
happening.
of shared existence
It happens
through
mutually,
the digital,
conveniently at
through the social
precise
media.
exact same time
Essence,
that you
initially,
zippers
you know, before
Official, and you're both dating and
Okay.
boyfriend,
the
girlfriend,
evolution
yeah,
of
just
love
go kiss
that
because that's normal.
should
That's what you do.
be
You're gonna hug because it's normal. That's what you do. No, like it's not a man making the initiative.
noticed,
So it's I guess it can be totally
be
a mutual thing. I guess
mutual. You know, as far as
All right,
being
let it go. Let it go.
proud
Let me
to
please.
share,
Let me just finish. I'm almost
you
done.
know, and proud
Okay.
to
So
mention,
you're
proud
just
to
gonna, when it comes to like
evolve.
moving things forward sexually, what's going on? You're just gonna. It's gonna be a mutual seduction.
It
Both kiss at the
is
same
two
time.
people that
So
are
you're just gonna take your
naked
clothes
together
off. You don't
in this
want him to
world,
take his clothes
and
off.
then, you know,
Both take your
what is that? You find each other, then you hide. You
If
know?
you're already
You say, oh, we're naked, we're freaking.
Yes, yeah, in a
We have
relationship,
clothes
yes, the
on.
woman's gonna be, she's gonna initiate too, but it,
No, I wonder if we're
I would
gonna
say
meet
like
in
in
the
a lot of
garden
relationships,
again.
like a lot of women like it when the guy like takes her top off, takes her clothes off.
Okay, a lot of women, I would not define
Okay.
myself as
I feel like top shouldn't come off until later down the road.
He could take my top off, I could take my top off.
But you were
It
married.
really doesn't matter.
So the whole,
This is so,
the
but not
whole
always. We're
seduction.
talking about
While I
hookup
was
culture.
dating,
So
I mean, I
you're
would
saying
prefer that.
even the first time, the whole seduction
Until you're
is
In hookup culture,
guys.
you
hold
know,
on. So when it comes to the
definitely
first time
has
having
become
sex,
the
the whole
essence
seduction,
of
it's perfectly
one of the
mutual.
reasons why
There's
the left
no
is so
initiative on the man's part. It's just a totally
miserable
mutual.
in their perspective.
If you already have, I'm speaking from
Because
experience, if you
Okay.
already have a very
through
long
the
and
notion
Emotional
of
relationship set in place by long term, I mean like 3 months or longer.
hookup
then,
culture,
like, yeah,
that's
you're already
making
official,
them
you guys are
miserable
already
because
dating.
So for pretty much
The
everything
natural
besides the
way
seduction,
of
I think it's a bit
humans
dubious, but
is
fine. I'll
more
take your word
monogamous.
for it. It sounds like you want the man. It took me. I belabored the fucking point.
historically
You want the man to leave.
In the beginning.
mentioning
Hold on.
the
That was a
anatomy
fuck
of
ton of
human
steps
choice,
to get
human
to
perspective.
the only point where I viewed it as kind of mutual, which was the seduction, the sex. 3 months down the road, that's a long time for the man to leave.
I'm saying that a man should lead on the first date with the first initiation. After, if you guys both like the first dates, you guys should both be initiating with each other or talking to each other, chasing, simping each other, whatever it is. It shouldn't be one way. And if it's one way or one person's putting in more energy, then it's not worth it for either party. It doesn't matter if the girl's putting in more energy than the boy or the boy's putting in more energy than the girl. Either way, it's not worth it.
Can I say something?
Please.
I really don't think you need us here. I think you guys can just hash it out. I'm not gonna lie. Because this is ridiculous.
you know,
guys are going back and forth.
inspiration-
It's been 9 o'clock right now. 4
for
hours.
mentioning
This is
your
ridiculous.
truth.
4 hours on
And I don't know if you can
All
judge her.
feminism
She's the only
can
one that
be
absolutely disagrees with
near and
everyone on
far.
this panel.
And this whole
But this is
the comment section is annihilating everybody as if we all think the same.
We do not. And
Be
we're
sure
only
to
talking
tune
about
in
this
to
is crazy.
my
No disrespect.
lo-fi
I
episodes.
brought attention to you. I brought attention to you. I have more questions
You
for
know,
her, but she's.
for
Well, then
just
please get to the point.
shared attention, you know,
Because I am so
different ways
so
of
sorry. But
mentioning the point. It's just,
and I know you're over it because you're not even feeling well.
Hold on. Let me just remind you
Yeah.
that if I have things correctly, with the exception of you actually, every single one of you requested to be on the show. So I kindly ask you to show respect for the platform. This is the way the show goes. You guys had months to do your research and see the nature of the conversations.
We're showing respect. I'm just saying we've had respect this whole time. I feel like we are showing love by
the
being
nature of the entertainment.
And I'm
You
just
had
saying you guys
months
can
Okay.
to, you know, that essence of the
what's
nature
funny?
of
I actually
entertainment.
was. I actually was.
Yeah, and I have been releasing my podcast. I have been releasing my
I'm saying what everyone's
videos. I have
saying,
been
maybe you're
releasing
That was
my
literally it.
Well, hold on.
natural videos,
If that's what
and
everybody's
I
thinking,
didn't even
you
realize
guys
that, you
really, you're
know,
gonna.
she had to mention
But is
that, you know, the essence
Show a hand.
of reality is partially that we're all, you know, this is all a movie through the essence of truth. So, you know, sharing your perspective is the essence of sharing your truth within a confessional. And that is not subjective. That is toast we go, entertainment, towards its best. Within the essence of, we are online, and that is the best, Things that stuff and such,
Let's rate ourselves.
Don't be so different. In your honesty, no, you should be more different. You should be more different. Look, this.
There is something interesting demographically about this. It's different than others. I'll let the chat figure out what I mean by this, and you can figure it out for yourself. Okay, ask everyone to rate their looks on a scale of 1 to 10. Go ahead.
If we're
starting with you.
With me, I think I'm a 12.
Like 7.5, 8.
Just answer the question.
Okay, I'm a 7.
8. 7.5.
8. You can do whatever you want.
Wait, 7.
I said 8.
8. Okay, so you're a 12.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love your confidence.
Is it confidence or delusion?
I believe in
I think that I am the most prettiest girl in the world.
Are you
like,
prettier
no
than-
offense to everyone else. Everyone else here is fucking
None
gorgeous.
taken.
Especially you. I've been looking at you this whole entire time. I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude.
Thank you.
But like, whenever I look at myself, like,
You can
I
pay
don't-
me some money.
Do you feel like you were a 12 after the modifications?
Life is
or,
crazy with
before?
its twists and turns.
I think
all of
I
us
started
will
feeling like a
someday
12
learn
after
that
within
and then
my mindset. There was at a point where I didn't think I was ugly, but like I kind of went through
Nick,
that.
you open the door.
I kind of went through that, and now like I'm at a point where like I don't want to be anyone else. I love myself. I love my body. I love my face. And I love everything about me. So yeah.
What do you think other people would rate you?
I know other people that would rate me like a 12, and then I know other people that would probably. I'm
Let's do
probably
averages.
like a big.
Let's say there's 100,000 people, cross section of men. What do you think they would rate you
Me?
on average? Yes, some would rate you a 10 and some would rate you a 0.
On average, maybe like an 8 or a 9.
Math is hard. Honestly,
Okay.
yeah.
I typically, whenever I'm with a guy, they tell me like I am the prettiest or one.
Gravity.
Do you think it would go over well if a guy said you're mid? Like, and he's trying to fuck you, and he's like, yeah, you're kind of mid, let's fuck.
I mean, I
You think
would
it'd go
fuck
over
with
well?
it, yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe she likes degradation.
Yeah, I could have just sang the other lyrics.
And
You
then,
know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't say that.
Ain't working against me.
but yeah.
Okay. All right.
You respect yourself. You don't respect yourself because you want people to degrade you, but you're 12.
Yeah, I don't care if people degrade me because it doesn't like actually come out like it doesn't hurt.
Spiritually, it hurts you, I promise.
I don't think so.
One question. Do you think
It doesn't. You
Oh,
don't
gravity.
25, right?
Yeah.
Do you think you'll be more attractive in 10 years than you are now? Do you think you'll be more
Planetary
attractive in 20 years?
dimensions.
30 years?
Yeah.
Of things that
Okay,
stuff
now you're
and
just-
such are things
No,
that
it's
stuff
like
and
it's.
such.
I'm a magic
So you'll
person,
be
right?
at
And
55.
I'm
Yeah.
like
okay.
a manifestation baddie
Yep.
or whatever you want to call it. But
If you
for
got-
me, I feel like I've been manifesting that I just keep getting hotter, and so whenever I look at myself, I just feel like I'm getting hotter.
What about when you're 75 in 50 years?
Becoming hotter. You're becoming hotter.
More attractive than you are now, all else being equal.
More?
That's the question I'm asking.
Be
Probably
honest.
just the same, honestly.
Bro, you're delusional.
I think
You're delusional.
Well, I look at myself
That
and
is
I'm like,
actual delusion.
yeah, that's
like we just
fine.
proved it. There's no way you're getting hotter.
She's gonna be hotter at
75.
I believe that you are, like, I believe that I am.
But I feel like all
I
the
believe that you
I
are getting hotter at,
Take care of yourself.
50, 60, 70. You're getting hotter. You're becoming
Yeah, but you
hotter.
haven't seen
As a
them
matter of
20-year-old
fact, you're
pictures.
becoming
They're
hotter.
hotter than when
Wait,
they were 20.
why aren't all the black supermodels 75 instead of 25? Why is that?
Because we like
And-
young. Like,
Oh.
what are you asking me right now?
and just stay hotter.
But if you
Let me reword that. And you remain hotter.
That's why you
And other things in seven such. You will remain offering the world perspective.
20 years ago.
And you remain offering the world contrast.
And you said it's subjective, or what was your thing? Beauty is subjective. So like, but you don't think you can get pretty?
And it's not that you offer the world contrast, it's that contrast naturally is, part of who you are.
Is like
barely walking.
Your confidence.
Is my mic echoing?
No one's like super banging, in middle school, and your confidence is like super low. And then I feel like as you get older, I'm now in my 30s, and I feel really confident. And I'm banging. I'm 7, but I'm banging.
Wait, so are you saying that you can't you can't look at somebody and there can be no differentiation in terms of this person is more attractive than this person?
Did I do that?
Subjective. But let me ask you a question. If I pulled, say, the entire population of the world, and I showed them a picture of guy A and guy B, do you think that there would be could there be an overwhelming consensus where 99% of people were like guy A is more attractive?
You guys ever download the Gaia app?
Way uglier than the other, yes. If they're both equal.
Well, there is
Gaia there.
Yeah.
Because you said one guy is way uglier.
There is objectivity to beauty for sure. If you don't try at all, then.
But you just said it's subjective.
It's subjective.
Beauty is subjective.
To a degree.
Killer of serial donated $200.
To a slight
prettiest girl in the world, then your compliments are disingenuous to woman. Strange you reached that epiphany only after you altered the objective rating under the alterations.
I don't think it was disingenuous. It was literally like I meant it.
Things in seven such. As far as, reaching realization.
Let me read two. We have two
That
chats here coming
is
in, and
subjective
I have more questions for you.
perspective.
We have
And
Killa of Serial again. Leadership means
as a
setting
matter
an
of
example.
fact,
Leaders also do the work that they ask from their followers from the
perspective
front line
and
in a positive
subjective
moral guiding sense.
choices,
Leaders want your full potential just to push. Ladies,
is within
there's another one coming up.
capabilities.
Tori. Thank you, Killa of Serial Man. Appreciate
And
the
things
message.
and
Good to see
such.
you. As always,
I would
engage in
imagine
chat. And we have Tori here. Ladies, why do you think there's a timeline correlation between the increase of feminism and the increased
shared,
experience of depression in
trusted,
society as a whole?
loving
Could it be
relationship.
biological needs?
Absolutely. We just literally said that we took women out of the house doing a perfect role of being happily married and raising children and told them to go be boss babes and slave away and act like men and carry their own luggage and change their own tires. So yeah, sounds depressing.
All right. Let's see here. We do.
A boob job.
Jada here. You wanted to talk about. You said that. We'll get the whole panel to answer this. The gender pay gap.
I took her to a house because she was fine, that she worked at the dick that was bigger.
So going around the table, is the wage gap, gender pay gap real?
No, I don't think so.
Actually, from research I've done,
big and drink wine.
Gender pay gap's not that big anymore.
Wine connoisseur.
I did more research after I.
That means sharing is caring.
Like, I'm not ignorant.
It
I
could
wanna
be fun.
learn and stuff. So.
All right. Okay, it's because you initially wrote that in your notes, but your viewpoint has changed.
Yeah. From doing
It's impressive.
All right, there you go.
I'm constantly trying to evolve.
There's growth.
Yeah.
Evolution.
I'm ignorant on how
Evolution.
women are blessed to
Just
carry
as you
and
vloggers
raise
to
children.
mention
There's a gap there
evolution.
in their wages because they get to go do that.
Right.
You can be okay
Sure.
with that.
Earnings gap, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Things and stuff and such.
Yeah, I agree.
Thank you. I agree.
All right. And if you want to do a quick 30-second debunking of the.
I got 26 flavors of this bootylicious bubblegum, raspberry, grape, cherry, yummy, yum, baby. That's an ordinary lady. Doesn't drive a nigga crazy, Willy Wonka wanna, baby.
I wish she was back because I'm sure
I
she
don't, because then it would lead to a whole.
Yeah, baby!
There's not a wage gap.
It's like 18 cents.
Stick it in.
What?
The
You mean
wage
what
gap,
is
it's like
currently
barely anything,
what is
yeah.
currently looked at? Well, I mean that's what the claim is, but
For like the same
there really isn't. There really never really was a wage gap anyway. What would happen is men work a lot longer hours.
You guys ever watch what's that
They
movie,
get
The
things like
Candyman?
paternity leave. They want to take.
I'm
vacation.
sorry. I'm not. I'm.
This thing, Steve.
Things and stuff and such. I
Happening is.
can't remember.
It's riskier to hire women for a lot of this.
Well, that's also their role. They're supposed to take care of their kids. It's not.
How are we going to not have inspiration if we don't allow inspiration to evolve? Let freaking look like guys gotta achieve goals. You know what I'm saying? You can still gatekeep, and you can still freaking allow love to be, love to happen.
Are dependent on the pay.
How, and then we gotta freaking,
when they look
we
at it,
gotta
they're
figure
like,
out how love happens
great,
and things and
right?
stuff.
Because you have
Good tasting. It's delicious.
That's one thing that employers will look at and say, well, you're probably going to be stable, this type of thing. But if you're an employer and you're looking at a woman,
is that a Mac or Adele?
20s, really early 30s, and
things and stuff is that a Windows? I Windows operated the gauge.
Risk drastically goes
gauge
up, right?
the
so I mean all that has to be
odometer. Remember Odie in the classic Garfield?
Even when they're in the
Should I mention?
So and that's not
since it is Tuesday. Oh no, it's Wednesday, Curly. It is a Wednesday. Curly, it's
all that data
Tuesday,
is
Wednesday.
So you can make it say whatever
things and stuff and such. That means there's gonna be a Janet Bates episode on Spotify.
You also mentioned
very
there's a lot
things
of
and
I won't be
stuff.
able to get everything, but
I don't care.
Seriously. You said women's sports are taken less seriously. Is that really an objection? Isn't that women's fault though? Because it's like women don't watch women's sports.
I mean, I do.
You do, but
I do not watch. I do
not.
There's nothing stopping women from going to go support the WNBA, but they don't. In the same way that men support NBA. What's that?
It's subjective to the thing.
Wait,
the things that keep our attention.
Can you name?
It's very subjective.
Three
Very
WNBA
subjective
players?
to the essence of happiness. Very subjective to the essence of love, because
I don't
we
know
all
that-
love different things, and we are all amused by different things. Sometimes, sports doesn't amuse all of us. Maybe sometimes a different essence of niche, thing within the world, holds your attention. So you can't necessarily judge somebody by the thing that hold their attention or the things that they love.
Well, I do. You said I watch it.
Maybe the things that hold maybe the things that hold their attention are not necessarily the things that they love. Maybe the things that hold their attention are necessarily the things that are representing,
Jordan.
But you watch
things.
female tennis?
I don't want to get into the essence of other people's interpretations of the things that they do or the things that they say. Because that is not how you judge a person by the things that they. Then again, you can judge a person that way, but that is their perspective, and to judge a person, through the things that they say without not necessarily understanding.
You also have your mindset of the side of the woman, and that the women are supposed to just submit to a man. Could be wrong, but this is what I've noticed. But
with
I find
the things
it
that they
strange.
say, not necessarily. Sometimes
about
your
big
truth,
discussions or decisions,
your truth
as
is
you don't
over
always
here,
know
and
what a
then
woman
you
wants,
say
and
things
men don't
over
always
here.
know what's
Sometimes
best.
we speak
Being
on both,
masculine women,
speak on and act on both sides of the fence. And I can recognize that within the essence of myself, because sometimes I'm over here freaking sensing things and stuff, and sometimes I'll be over here freaking cartwheeling and backflipping and freaking, on the fence, and then sometimes I'm on the greener side of the grass, and sometimes I'm on the freaking non-greener side of the grass,
Women should sex with good man. I just think that sometimes women are blamed for not being able to find a good man, but there's so many.
Or maybe I'm on the greener side of the grass, and not the greener side of the grass. I don't know. Things and stuff and such. God mentions something about
and I think
the promised land, and I think the promised land is where we find ourselves,
ruin the chance for some of the
where two,
Sure, absolutely.
could be the essence of where two bodies meet.
The one thing though is
things and stuff and such. That could be translated through the essence of imagination. Maybe translated through the essence of, actualization.
Your viewpoints and your
within,
agree with that. I don't
you know,
think
your perspective and, you know, agreeable, you know, viewpoints and disagreeable
I think you're always supposed to learn. I'm pretty sure it says
considering, you know, agreeable and disagreeable viewpoints within the notion of your choices within life, but though that is, you know, the essence of, are you living your life for, you know, for only other people? You know, and whenever, you know, are you living your life for only people? You know, are you living your life, you know,
they do everything in the world except
enriching your truth and enriching your perspective within life? And how do you come to a point where you are clearly sound of mind to be able to enrich your perspective, to enrich your viewpoint, to enrich your circumstances by being just more
so funny. They do it. They hit us.
Vocal
they hit us
towards
back too.
your
right?
truth.
Be like, oh,
you know, and maybe you've been
but the thing, no, but not really. So
disrespecting your truth.
Black Flame Nova donated $200. Andrew seems so done with it tonight, might be the beer. 1,000 yards stare from having to listen to so many modern women on the show with low IQ feminist
and that is perspective. That is subjective. I'm not saying that we just, you know.
Thank you.
Figure deal.
So I had to pull back on some of the issues because of.
Mind you, I had paused
but
and
anyway,
I had listened to and
yeah, they'll
read
argue
that comment
brutally. They don't give a shit, right? And I don't even take it they don't take it personally either. But I just noticed that women who want to be treated equally, right? When you want to be equal, first thing they start doing is tone policing and being upset with how a thing is said rather than what is said. Rather than what is said. This is what I've noticed.
I just wanted to say.
All right, this is what I've noticed, and it's just interesting to me, the distinction in perception, because I'd say the best thing I could do is treat everybody here just like I would treat men when I debate them, right? So I'm taking you literally at face value that you're just as good as any man who's sitting there to debate with me, and instead I can't believe how you just said that. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Right? Drives me crazy.
No, that's what you just said.
Let's do it.
That's what you just said.
That's the way that I see it. And I'm happy to have but I can't have every time
I translate that.
get upset with the way a thing is said, which way it's said, how it's said. It's just nonsense.
Well, Andrew, if I may say, I'm sure you would agree that there are some things that are just so patently absurd that you would never, you can never even agree with something that's just preposterous.
Yeah, but what I try to do, even though women say insane ass shit on this show, that's true, but
not all women.
You know,
all women,
I begin to mention that
they do.
The things that, you know, people mention as preposterous and debaucherous sometimes happen to be the most nostalgic or the most
at least entertain the idea.
Entertaining,
right? So
you know, and sometimes we have the emotional abuse trigger within us that we just emotionally abuse our truth rather than be slightly, vulnerable
within the overarching tone policing, things like this. What you just said,
allowing your truth to be.
I feel like, right? For me, I disassociate feeling. I'm just here to
inherently obvious through your notion of communication.
Okay.
And that's, subjective. Through perspective, mind you.
Idiots,
That's just not based upon mutual respect, though. So that's all I'm saying. It's totally fine. You can argue however you want. It's just not that respectful. That's all.
And they'll call me that too, and I just let it roll right off.
Within simpler terms, that's
I've said things on this today that probably aren't respectful, and I apologize.
I figured
It doesn't bother me.
Awesome.
You know what I mean? I'm just explaining to you that it's totally unproductive to have the conversation or the debate if what ends up happening is you have to retract and pull back. You can't have the argument because the other person gets so wrapped up in emotions that you can't even have a discussion with them.
I would have cried if I was emotional. You can say whatever you want. We just like she said, we just do not agree with everything.
Anything.
Yeah.
Fundamentally.
Just because you were gone, I promise we won't linger too long, but because you were gone, we asked about the wage gap. even if you disagree, I promise we won't linger long.
As a matter of fact,
What's your position on the wage gap? Exists, doesn't exist, the gender pay gap, wage gap, whatever.
I'm sorry. I don't really know, to be honest. I think it's...
You know, the whole women make 77
Yeah, no, I think it's like
cents
hard to
men.
tell because like you'd have to go into the details of what roles they actually have and what roles the man has and whatever.
It's only as good as the controls.
Yeah, basically. I don't...
one drop of the ocean. That's mentioning that one drop of the ocean. Is that still not the ocean?
There's not many, but you said maybe
Things
the
and
worst
stuff
date I
and
can
such.
think of
I
is a guy that
figured
picked me
deal,
up with
figured
no
deal.
plan in mind, took me to a pizza shop and didn't
figured
eat
deal,
anything.
figured deal.
LMAO. That was weird, but other than that, I can't really think of anything crazy. This does, again, I won't belabor it, but it does kind of go back to this, like, you don't want the man to lead, but in this scenario, the one bad date that you provided
was because he didn't lead.
there's a failure of leadership there, and that was like a major
But I said the
issue
first
for
date
you.
he should lead, right? The
But
first
like,
date they
here's the
initiate.
thing, right? And again, we won't belabor this point. So,
It's Schrodinger's feminist. I'm telling you, Schrodinger's feminist.
So, in my view, I don't think like leadership in men it's not like something that you just can turn off and on. Like it's like you want a guy who leads, like he's gonna take initiative in other aspects.
I don't necessarily think if a man plans the first date that he's a leader, an alpha, blah 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 blah.
I didn't say that.
It seems like
That
that's
is
what you're
him taking the
implying.
lead though.
To lead within other aspects
this-
is to allow other aspects within, circumstantially to make the lead, to,
The man should be the one making the first
things and stuff and such.
or initially. If you're gonna do that, then yeah, like I think
How come it's not equal?
And,
Equally go out and ask men on the first date.
through the essence and the notion that
I think that just because people have different
one day,
I'm speaking personally. I prefer when a man initiates.
Mama
And I would
said,
assume
Chubsy,
that
why you never smile?
probably because it makes them
And
feel
Chubsy
wanted,
said,
right?
well,
A lot of
Mama,
guys don't necessarily feel
this
wanted
one is
by
for you.
men.
Whoa, that's a
these days.
crazy statement.
So
That's a crazy
is it
statement.
a crazy statement?
Do you realize
No,
the, like,
because you're asking
the
you're asking the
just
state, you're
sheer
asking the
amount of like sexual attention, or even
I think she means
romantic-
not sexual.
Hold on,
Yeah,
hold on.
Exactly.
Let me say this.
Exactly.
And romantic attention that you get. Women are. There's an absolute oversaturation
Fake a deal.
desire
She
going
hears
towards
it.
men, towards women. Do you think it's the case that women are like coming onto men and hitting on men and just like you're delusional?
No, I'm not.
Whenever I mention that, Lord Jesus, sometimes people, hold instances within the essence of things and stuff and such. And that is quite alright, because you are allowed to interpret life and to make choices within life that are based within your truth and essence of, from things, places, and notions that inspire you. And the shared togetherness of some certain perspectives and some certain stances.
Girls also don't want to marry or date a guy that they're not attracted to, and a lot of guys don't put any effort into their looks. They just
The
know that you're
notion
attracted
of
to them. They expect all of the women to initiate them. It's like, hello, girls try.
And
We put effort
the
into our
notion
looks. We
of
actually do things to make
our-
ourselves presentable. So yeah, it makes a lot of sense that we'd want somebody to approach. If a guy was very attractive, I would approach him. I have no problem approaching him.
I would actually argue though, even when men do do the things that they can, bear in mind that things like typically plastic surgery and the use of makeup is precluded from use by males in terms of, like, a guy could, yes, any man could conceivably put on makeup, but I would argue most women are gonna be like, that's kind of weird.
But like working on I'm not talking about I'm not talking necessarily about makeup, because obviously that's like more I mean I guess if they wanted to, men could make makeup things, but like that's not really what I'm referring to.
Right, but men don't have the same capacity. Men
I'm referring to their style, their aesthetic, their fashion, their hair. The hair does a lot.
That's some metrosexual shit. Listen, I'm gonna be honest. I think men are meant to be a little rough. Like, obviously take care of your grooming, have good hygiene.
And then you guys are gonna complain when girls don't want to sleep with you.
This is like...
We want to sleep with someone we are attracted to.
I
That's why
agree.
That's not all. That's not the
in that time,
That's not the
we could,
in their looks, yeah,
you know, physically be with the people that
you think that
we love and that love us, and
men don't
you know, show us love,
like
respect, and forgiveness.
Oh dear,
you
there's
know,
too much of that going on nowadays. Like way too much of this going on.
I'm super confused.
Truth.
Attractive how?
You put effort into your style. You put effort into the way you look, your hair. You take care of your hygiene. You work out, you go to the gym, like all that stuff.
Okay, but
the choices, the perspective. You know,
to work
who
very
cares
nicely
about
with
who's,
with
you
women,
know,
maybe like
well, most men don't.
paying your freaking bills or whatnot if you're not going to
Yeah, but it's not really,
striving towards
it's not really good-looking, fit, attractive,
allowing
takes care of
the
himself guy
receiving
gets out
of
of like
being
a beat-up Ford
with
Pinto.
the
He's not the
people
same
that
because
you
it's like he takes care of
naturally
his
love
body,
and that
he doesn't
you
take care of his life,
naturally
or his
choose to
lifestyle,
love.
or his
That's
finances, or his
naturally
job.
allowing
So,
yourself to love.
I completely disagree
And how
with the guys
you
looking
can,
at us like,
you know, stop doubting yourself and rather believing in yourself and believing in the love that is present all around for you to have. You know, within a not shallow notion, within the truth.
I would like for you to be decently attractive, but I would also like for you to have your finances in order.
You know,
your
within
bills
the
paid,
essence of forgiving
your house
the past
in order,
and
like you take care of
forgiving
your
the
life.
lack of
Sometimes
perspective
that
within the
equates
past,
to-
because maybe
Yeah,
within the
you'd
past,
be well off.
people
It's
didn't
not
have,
as he
you
looks.
know,
I would never.
I wouldn't imagine, and I wasn't around whenever people had all these notions of that you mentioned, that you speak on, within the essence of racism, within the essence of this or within the essence of that. You know, forgiving somebody for who, you know, because you can't base who somebody is off of their past actions. That's, you know, that's just within capability, and within capability of perspective. Maybe within perspective, something shifted that perspective to where that capability no longer, you know, is a mention of capability through the essence of knowing what you're worth and knowing that you're not, you know, willing to be treated less than your worth just because of the notion of, you know, different, you know, differentials.
Men,
you know,
this was my experience, right? With me and all my friends, etc., etc. If we were dating, or you go on dates, things like that, yeah, they would go to not only go to the gym, but they would try to find nice clothing. They talk to each other about different things to wear, all that type of stuff.
I find ourselves.
Yeah, I don't think you can make that statement and competently back it up. I think that most men, yeah, I think that if they're trying to attract a mate, yeah, I think that they try to do something.
Yeah, maybe
I also try to develop other traits.
Always
that
been
women
monogamous
like personality.
But the thing is,
women are always like money, so
I don't think that they look at beauty standards the same way.
I think that
I've explored the essence of life, love, and relationships.
So if we're gonna get married to a man and we're gonna have
within,
to have sex with him for like what, 5 days a week?
We have to have sex. Like you should love. Man, I love.
That's what I'm saying. That is what I'm saying.
My
you should want to sleep with someone you're attracted to. It shouldn't feel like it's a chore.
I know. It just sounds like you have such
a
view
journeys,
of men, and I don't know if it's gonna ever change.
My parties.
I'm friends with other guys.
I have a horrible
Right,
relationship.
shows.
You don't have a good, you
My-
haven't had a good
married
solid
to-
relationship with a man that is attractive, that you're sexually
I've had
attracted
a
to.
2-year relationship. Like I've had multiple year-long relationships.
Was it a dead bedroom in that relationship?
My
2 year. Dead. Do you know what I mean when I say dead bedroom? Wait, can you stop playing with that?
So both of them were dead bedrooms?
Yeah, both of them.
Okay, there's a
that
common.
There's a
denominator.
bedroom that kills people?
It was your fault.
Yes.
How did it?
No way.
In the dead bedroom.
Maybe that bedroom just balances the
Actually, the first
Why?
forces of evil and
the
good.
first guy I wasn't really super. And then
Maybe it's just maybe.
sorry.
You
And
can
then the
scoot
second guy.
Chair.
I
No, we just didn't really have any.
don't know. You ever heard the story of the Lion, the Witch, and the
How
Wardrobe?
long did you date the second guy for?
I think
No.
Why would you? Wait.
You just kept having sex with him when you didn't like it?
no, I mean I would have kept like trying.
I can't remember how
No,
that
not-
story. I just remember the
trying
title
to
of
see
the
if, like,
story.
I can fix her.
Money
I'll fix
Man.
it.
I don't know, but I think
donated
the
$200. Feminists with laundry list of requirements. Good thing I bring a weight scale when I meet women in public, along with makeup wipes, asking a woman's body count and between age 18 to 25. Is that fair?
You're not getting laid, bro.
That's a good idea, bro.
Bringing
That's
a
fair.
weight scale? The makeup wipes, I understand.
He's trying to point out
The
the
weight scale's
hypocrisy.
crazy.
He's trying to point out the
Valid.
hypocrisy of,
So
of
valid.
women wanting
I'm sorry.
equality, but then we show up with cake
As
and
everyone
makeup and
tries
lying
to
about our
figure
weight
out what
on
that
Tinder
means.
apps and things like that, and men lie about their height. So it's like,
You can't
I mean, I'm not on
like-
any dating apps,
Wait,
but
thank you, Beaten Cheeks. Wait, let's get back to the dead
Hey.
bedroom situation. So, okay. Wait, you said you've had priorities. You've had.
That's why they have
Correctly, you said you've had three.
they have
three
shocks on
relationships?
bikes, you know, to
2 relationships and 1 friend.
balance out the.
Friends with benefits? Wait, wait. There's a friends with benefits. How
Well-
long did you wait? Because those
That's what made me realize I didn't want to do that again.
you don't want to do it again. So you guys hooked up like first night,
No.
second night, third night.
It was like 2 months. 3 months.
Alright, I'm sorry. The better
No, it's
no,
not.
it's shock
But
absorption.
it wasn't. It wasn't
Shock
official.
absorption.
But so for you, you said you were in a 2-year relationship. That was a dead bedroom.
Not on BMX bikes.
Well, it wasn't really a dead bedroom.
Because BMX bikes are meant for tricks.
Wait, okay. Just to be clear, so dead bedroom is like
we never
there's no
had
sex.
sex. Just in general.
Tricks are for kids.
Did you have sex once
We're
with
getting
them?
explicit.
That's fine. I don't mind it being good and talking about the deets.
Daddy's gonna watch this.
Hey, it's okay. It's okay. Just let her answer. Okay. Wait. So you never had sex with him?
What you talking about?
You did? That's a
And
2-year.
Stan was
relationship. I got into it not thinking
Let her
that it was
cook.
gonna last because I was
world order. Let her
all
go.
the time, and so when I got into it, I was like, "There's no, like, this is ending," and that was like my.
So then why? Okay. Well, and then you stayed.
Well,
you were
we
with him for 2
both
years.
liked each other a lot,
Sure.
and then we stayed each other for 2 years, and then I was like, I
date
can't
for
do this
no
anymore.
purpose.
You're right.
That's my dating
I
advice.
agree.
Don't date without purpose. Date for purpose.
Okay. Your other relationship. Your other.
You know,
relationship-
maybe the person is the purpose.
Dead bedroom
The
too.
second one, yeah.
But you
that
did
was,
have sex.
Hey, Rouse, did you just call me a
I think that was
person?
more his fault though than mine.
Like he was
Maybe the
initiating?
individual.
No, he
Is
was.
the
I think
purpose.
He didn't really know how to be with his
Scientific notions for the.
like me. So because of that, he was expecting me to behave in a certain way, and I was
What do you
just
behave now?
like I don't know.
Like take initiative.
Perhaps, I don't know, but I don't really
Pissing
know
you
what
off
I'm doing in that
because-
regard, so I kind of just needed
So
somebody
you do
to
want a
be
guy to
with me.
lead. There you go. Okay. Well, that totally contradicts what we were talking
Old
about.
and nerdy.
Moving things on.
Look
You
my
said
age
that-
again.
No, it
Look my
wasn't.
age again.
Okay, whatever. Fine.
I would have been fine in that relationship if he was committed. You know what I mean? But he was like
People-
looking around because our sex wasn't that good. And I
Marry.
was like, okay,
I'm sorry. People
Sex
marry
bad.
in the retirement home
The bedroom.
all the time. I don't want to hear about it,
What's wrong
chat.
with this?
Yeah, I don't want to hear about
Sex was bad.
What do you mean?
people
he knew?
find love in the retirement
You were
home
what?
I wasn't wet.
all the time.
I was dry.
Basically, she was
Crazy.
not attracted to him.
Not like it.
I read this.
I think he was just bad at foreplay and perhaps might have had porn brain or something. Like, he always said stuff like, I'm such a porn star.
There was no foreplay, or there was?
All man should have been broken up with ASAP.
Definitely the first one.
They're good days.
I hope they're listening. I hope these boyfriends are listening.
I feel bad. I really hope they're not listening.
So there's, before we get into your point that hypergamy is men's fault,
Yes.
I do want to wrap up the conversation about, you seem to think that
Hyper gaming?
when you were pushing back on,
Is that
it was my position that
definition hyper gaming?
exactly what it was. We're basically arguing about how
Hypergamy?
women have more sexual options than men, and you seem to disagree there.
No, I don't disagree on that. You're saying,
Well, I was saying that average
you're saying an ugly average woman
Yes,
would
an
have
average-
the same amount as like an attractive man.
has,
I find
has more sexual
A term
optionality.
used in social science for the
I
act
think you underestimate the amount of options.
or practice of a person dating or marrying a spouse of higher social status.
So if we're talking
Or
about
sexual
average,
capital
comparing
than
average
themselves.
women to average men,
Oh, we're talking about
Hyper gaming?
women have more.
far more.
Yeah, for sure.
An average woman, if she was so inclined, could fuck 3 new guys a day.
100%.
An average man, hookup culture is not available to most men. If hookup culture is like being able to have
I
casual
would
sexual
disagree
encounters.
with you even then. Like, I care about attraction, obviously, but I know a lot of girls that don't really care about whether they're like whatever is like that attractive.
Right,
but
but-
it's the personality that really wins them over.
That's
and
not
they
what I'm
really-
arguing. That's
Well,
not what I'm
yeah, 'cause
arguing.
you're saying-
I'm saying that any woman, even if she's really
And a man can be that way too.
has access to hookup
I agree
culture.
with you.
A man can be that way
She might
too.
not actually engage in it, but she has access to it. Whereas I would argue, fairly few men have access to hookup
So
culture.
that's where I don't think that they don't have access.
maybe
they
like
have
10 or
access. It
20%.
probably makes them like they definitely have to try harder. And I think the reason for this disparity is because women genuinely do try pretty hard to be a good partner for a man.
And men
Whereas,
don't.
yeah, I don't think men do. I think men
I think
have this.
you shouldn't try hard to be a good partner for a man.
Girl,
I don't think you should try at all to be a good partner for a man.
Men put in
I
way.
think-
As a matter of fact,
Women don't do
I think you should just
much.
be
It's a
yourself,
courtship process.
and you
What do
either
you bring to the
are
table?
perfect
What I meant to say
What do you bring-
is
what do
that
you bring
I
to the
think
and
table?
you're perfect
efforts in the
for a man,
How so? What?
or you try and,
Like,
you
for
know,
example,
What
don't,
places?
I don't know. Maybe my advice
attraction.
isn't sticky because
That's so
I
true.
believe in
That's not
chivalry,
true.
so I believe a man should
Whereas
try.
a woman is like, I have to be pretty, I have to have a job, I have to do all these things. Have a
job.
And
today,
that's-
I have to have a job.
No.
There's, you know, perspectives of a guest.
You can find.
I'm not
You
saying
know,
that, but
some
I'm
man
saying
out
you
there.
can totally find a girl without a
you
job,
wanna
and a
find
guy
a-
will be okay with dating her. Though
Yeah.
that is completely true.
Okay, but he's not gonna. He's not.
You don't have to have,
He's not gonna be
you
able to
know,
date her because
this
he's gonna
and
be
this
like,
and
I don't
this
have
to
enough
be
money,
able
I
to
need
find love.
Okay, that's to make at least
Better yet, let love find you, and then,
That's why.
you know, how do you let love find you?
25
That's why I'm saying.
Allow yourself to find yourself, because you'll find yourself
Right, I'm not necessarily like.
right there within a space of
I work at home.
love
I'm a freelancer,
and,
so it helps because
you know,
I don't
compassion,
necessarily think he has to be the only one making money because I can make money.
things and such and such.
Doing Amazon?
It's not on Amazon, but I help people who
My hair is still wet.
work. Yeah. So,
Company.
Okay.
yeah. So I don't necessarily need him to be the only breadwinner.
She's not like in the warehouse.
I mean, I would actually argue, though. I mean, just you said that. Well, men don't have to focus on their looks, and women have. There's these beauty standards that women have
No, I
to fit.
said men should focus on their looks more.
Well, here's the other kind of issue, is that women's assessment of men's physical appearance, like men will grade women on a bell curve, whereas women have a very disproportionate assessment of men's physical attractiveness. For example, I think this, and Nick, you might have some graphs or something.
Yeah, they
They find 80% of
They don't
women
find any of them attractive.
Yeah, women find 80% of men unattractive.
Okay. That's not. So while 80% of them are not.
And
I'm not
the
gonna say-
80% of men that have been deemed unattractive
trying at all,
by
but I would argue
females
that a large majority
end up being a part of the greater percent of men
I've seen some
that
nasty girls.
are
so I just
married.
As long as we're bashing,
You know,
I'm like, I've seen some
typically,
girls can be really ugly sometimes.
you know, and that's just, you know, pretty girls
Y'all bathrooms, y'all
a
bathrooms.
lot of the times are not married because of this certain statistic, because ugly guys don't go after freaking girls that are over entitled within their looks.
All over the fucking
You know, because looks are something that is more of an illusion than of happiness,
Do you know why?
or a signal of
Disgusting like that? Because now there's
status. Beauty is not a signal of status.
That's not it.
Realness is a signal of status. And if you can be really true within your notion, then that would be within the percentage of married women and married men that have ugly wives.
Because she actually has a tweet.
Happy, you know, within their truth and
You say
notion.
hypergamy is men's fault, correct?
And their beautiful people tend to hate on it. Because things and such and such. Because perspective. Oh, you know, that beautiful person should not be with that ugly person, or that rich person should not be with that non-rich person, or that person right here that, you know, looks this way, you know, should not be with that. And I understand. I understand. Through experience, I understand.
Put us on the other side.
And through experience, it is understood.
I don't care.
And anyway,
So you
I'll carry that.
You retweeted this. This image has broken the psyches of hundreds of thousands of 18 to 24-year-old men who do not touch grass. Scroll down, scroll out, or actually that's fine right there.
And then we return to the topic of hypergaming, hypergamy.
Alright, so this is typically
hypergamy.
Make it smaller, please.
Stiggity.
This is typically how this infographic is presented, not the weird cube one, block one, or whatever. So on the left you have whom men would happily partner with, and on the right you have whom women would happily partner with. Well, I mean, this is actually, you say, I mean, you retweeted that tweet, so I assume you agree with it.
I agree.
I mean, this is actually a phenomenon.
Yeah, I agree. It exists. I'm not going to disagree with you on that. I just think that men would rather, especially respectfully on podcasts like these, they would rather blame the women instead of looking internally and saying, okay, what can we do to improve? Because a lot of, and I'm not saying,
But that is female hypergamy.
What do you mean?
Well, women don't just tend to accept men as they are. Men have to level up in various ways.
Don't you think if you're supposed to be fit to leave home, you should have like, you should be a very strong, intelligent, educated man? And there's a lot of not those.
Would you not be frustrated if women
to
had
not be a nagging wife, right? That one of the things that you bring to the table.
Well, it seems like men don't go for anything.
Maybe something you bring to the table would be humbleness, right? Maybe the ability to back off a little bit on criticisms, things like this.
Jesus Christ was a humble servant to his church.
So one of the things that I look at when I see a chart like that, so showing the top three, pull the chart back up on the right, you say hypergamy is real and it's correct. It's men's fault because they're not dressing as nice, they're not, you know, doing their hair up as good, they're not going to the gym as much.
They don't work on themselves. They'd rather just blame it all on women. So it's all a women problem. And while there are no doubt women who definitely do contribute to hypergamy, I don't think that if men as a whole actually worked on themselves.
Wait, I actually think men are more involved in self-improvement than women are, because men get beat down constantly. A man can't just sit there and be delusional. I'm a 10, I'm a 10, I'm a 10. He's gonna have life slap him in the fucking face. I would actually argue you have a society that's, you know, that's against like the fat shaming shit. Oh, you're beautiful at any size. Actually, I would argue that women who make poor choices and who refuse to self-improve, they get coddled, whereas men get slapped in the fucking face if they're just gonna be fat.
I'm coddled.
I would agree with you on that, yeah.
Slapped in the face.
I don't necessarily think that
a slap in the face.
Are doing the best they can to attract women.
Who's more likely to be focused on their physical fitness, men or women?
That's I think right now it's men, but I think women, honestly, we have a lower sex drive, and therefore I think it's more important for the man to be more attractive.
Not true. that women have a lower sex drive. That's a myth.
Is it
Wait, I might disagree with you.
Yeah,
I've seen.
that's true.
No, it's not. It's not true.
What if Allah reappeared as Mary Magdalene?
It's true.
But
So
what about the testosterone?
But why do
the testosterone thing is interesting, right? It's an argument that I used to make, right? So people
Things
always ask me
that
to change
that.
my mind. Yeah, I can change my mind. I used to make the same argument that take a look at testosterone. That's true. But women,
That'd be
they require
something,
less
huh?
testosterone. They still have testosterone, and they just require less of it. And when
And
your
your honesty, huh?
testosterone is where it needs
No.
to be. Yeah, they're just like men. When in that regard, they just require less of it. So it's an interesting phenomenon. But the more that they're looking at it, the more they think, it's not nearly as lopsided as we thought.
So it's possible that my perspective on this might be a little bit warped because I come from a Jewish community where it's like, girls are not supposed to be sexually.
Not the highest testosterone community, maybe.
Yeah, so, I mean, especially among the females,
Isn't that
right?
good?
Women aren't supposed to be,
There's
like,
puppy
pregnant or sort of stuff, so that might frame my viewpoint.
Well,
a
not
little
just
bit.
that. It might not just be that, but could be your hormones too. Like, have you taken birth control?
I didn't like it.
Yeah, so I mean that throws women's hormones off constantly, messes them all up, messes their sex drive all up.
Yeah, but before and then after is the same, right?
No.
I'm speaking from personal experience. For me.
No, well,
Like,
okay.
before
you mean
I
before you
had
took
it,
it?
yeah,
It's the
and then
same
after,
thing?
and then I got
yeah,
rid of it.
yeah. I'm
It was
just
all the
saying.
same.
Just saying that it could be chemicals, could be all
Right.
kinds of different things.
I-
but
I-
your experience definitely seems to be an exception to what we usually hear on here.
I hear what you're saying, but I think that if men as a whole did put more energy into their looks, I have
Lay diagonal in bed so that you keep my space for.
There's one video of a guy who went to go get a haircut. His hair was just like, I don't know, he just looked like a random average dude. And then after the haircut was done, he looked like a 10 out of 10. And like, it's really just as simple as like putting some energy in, find the haircut that works for your face, find a fashion style that you like and makes you, like, flatters your features. Go out looking like you
Sahara.
actually intentionally
Isn't
try.
that
because
a
that's
beauty
what women
company?
do, and that's why we're attractive.
That is no Sephora.
Yeah, but I mean,
Sephora.
if you look at the effort on the other side, it sure seems like they're putting in a lot of effort. Putting in a lot of effort to make more money.
That's
putting
what
in a
I'm
lot-
saying.
And
That's what
putting
I was telling you before.
putting in a lot of effort to get better cars, get better clothes,
In
go to
the
the
wrong
gym.
direction.
It's crazy.
So I think them wanting to
You
obviously.
got guys right now. You got an entire industry, these pickup artist crazies, right? And they are selling men
That's got it cheap.
hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of courses so
Things
that they
that
can
stuff
learn
and
how to do
such?
all that shit you just talked about.
Yeah, and meanwhile, if they literally just invested 20 minutes into their looks like every day, it would.
Yeah, but I mean, you have to have some kind of guide for that, right? So that's how they're
Yeah,
able to
so
make.
that's what
how
I
they're
think
able to
should
make that
be.
kind of cash.
I
But I
think-
mean, men are investing tons into this kind of stuff.
I would rather have my man
Tons
focus
of money,
on
tons of time, and tons of effort.
Into fashion.
Not just
Sorry,
fashion,
what were you
but
saying?
working out, right? Working out, self-improvement. That's a huge thing in society right now for young men. Self-improvement.
True.
Yeah, but I think
Self-improvement. I have a podcast on motivational self-improvement.
And same for women, by the way. I'm gonna apply it to both sides. I think a lot of people.
It
on
is
both
for
sides
mental health.
put their energy in the wrong place and call it self-improvement when it's not.
Yeah, but I don't understand because the things that you say are the place to put it in.
Well,
That's where they're putting it.
having a job to sustain yourself isn't something you should be doing for women. That's something everybody should just be doing in general, right? So that's not something someone should pat
No,
you
I'm
on
not
the
talking about a
back
job,
for.
but you're saying.
But you're saying,
the self-improvement of looks. But it's called looks maxing, and it's a big deal. That's a huge part of self-improvement. For
Now
women.
it's becoming more of a big deal. I think that's a good
It
thing.
has been for years.
Did Corey care about what Jen and I look like?
In general, like a lot of men.
But that's looks maxing, right?
Not really.
Jen and I was
It's
perfect
not.
flowers.
Like, I'm talking about like hygiene and stuff like that.
That's looks maxing. That's everything.
But I don't think we want to go to that other. There's another
I was
extreme.
dead out of the shower.
Yeah, but there's another extreme. You swing the pendulum the other way, and we have these soy boys who are waxing their eyebrows and wearing makeup, and that's nasty. I'd rather my men focus on.
I'd rather my man
money so that I can
focus
stay
on
home with our
putting-
children,
spending
and
hours
give
on their
them
makeup.
physical bodies so that they can be my protector and provider. So like,
And
the
you know how to
waxing,
say.
I feel like
The
it's
most
so
attractive men
Maybe
in
just
the
have it
world.
said.
girl,
You've been talking the whole podcast.
No, just keep going.
I mean,
We're in.
I'm sorry. To
I wonder if this is a problem in relationships for you.
No, you just talk. Like they talk about that.
Have the attention on their makeup
right now.
I just want to watch Breaking Bad. Can you kindly zip it? Okay. No. Okay.
I just saw.
Okay.
Did I not mention forgiveness?
Wait, I have a question for you.
Within the
You say
essence of
the guys, they have
perception.
to like, make themselves look better, but like not average. Like, would you date an average guy?
Things and step inside.
Maybe. What do you mean?
He's
maybe?
nice to me. If he tries,
Let's say
he
he's
has
nice
a
to
good
you.
personality and he's charming. Yeah.
Let's say he's got an averagely nice personality and he's pleasant.
Okay, if you're all average all across the board, probably not. No. Like you need something to stand out. if you're gonna
Why?
be average and low, why? Because who wants to date like?
Aren't you average?
I guess everybody's average, but when you're trying to present yourself to somebody, you don't really
That's
want to be
but
average.
you know what? You've actually just made the case for female hypergamy. You're, in my estimation, you strike me as a fairly average woman. I'm not saying that to be insulting. Yet you need a guy to set himself apart, to be more than just average.
I don't. I just
You
think
just said it.
Put a little
You just
effort
said
into
it.
his looks because no guy does that. If you're
Plenty
putting
of
effort
men-
into your looks, you're already above average
Bro,
for a guy.
first off, I would actually argue, hold on, we'll get to it. I would actually argue when it comes to physical appearance, women have far more rigid standards when it comes to body types they want in men.
I'd probably agree with you.
So,
That's
Maybe women
and also, if we're talking about
and
like
men
societal
have far rigid beliefs.
influence or societal impact, you know, beauty
Within-
standards, blah blah blah. We hear this a lot from feminists.
The
I'd
truth of
argue
loving
that
things and
depictions of
different and
aspirational
how
body
that's
types,
translated through some
men
individuals
are
and
far
then
harder to attain
you know
than
through
what we
some
see.
society and things and stuff and such.
That I would kind of say it's pretty equal. I think
Absolutely
men
not.
struggle with body image issues, especially ones who care enough to like go to the gym and do
When they hit
not all that
28.
jazz. I think they struggle similarly to girls who also either have eating disorders or put in all that energy to go to the gym.
Goodness
and whatnot,
gracious.
right? I think it's a pretty similar struggle in that regard.
Well, okay. Like, let's look at superhero movies, right? Like the female leads in these superhero movies. I would argue
We're not
that
hitting 28.
their physique is achievable by 90% of women.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so that's just ignorance.
It's really, it just, they have maybe a little bit of muscle, maybe.
Yeah, but then you look at Aquaman. Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
like, look at
no,
his
so
standard.
I
right.
agree with you on that, but I'm
But
just
that's
saying
what
that
I'm arguing.
It's
No,
unachievable.
That's what I'm
you're
arguing.
acting like every single supermodel woman is achievable for a girl.
Look
That's
to
not true.
Aquaman.
If we
More
look,
achievable.
it's
Look to
It's more
Aquaman.
achievable for
I
women.
think that's probably equally because if you
think-
want a supermodel girl, she's gonna have to go to the gym and work out just
No.
the same.
I don't think
No.
so.
It is. You
No.
cannot
Let
be
me-
a
hold
supermodel
on.
and not go to the gym and work
actually,
out.
I would
Don't do
argue
that stuff.
that the female body that 80-90% of men would like deem, it might not be
How was
the
Aquaman noticing?
ultimate, but the female body that
Things
is
and stuff and
extremely
such.
achievable that 80 to 90% of men would find attractive, which is just a woman with a
Big a
low body
big
fat
a
percentage,
women who
without any, hold on, even without any
80% of
actually,
models
I show
didn't
you
even know that
pictures
they
of
were
fucking-
models.
Bro, they're fucking thin. Hold on.
Strong women, you have to maintain.
True.
Those chicks
And
are
also,
rich.
there are problems and things that cause bloating and other.
Quitting is
No way. It's true. And things and stuff and such.
And it's literally like having a superpower for quitting. It's 100% anonymous, free, to be like your bestie. Text truth.
Yeah. I heard that 80% of DJs that are DJing don't realize that they're DJing.
Standard.
That's-
Like even if
Okay.
men, and I mean this is true because
Why
a
do
lot
you
of
think women hold themselves to a standard? In
Beauty.
the world we live in.
beauty.
Okay, just beauty.
Yeah. I'm just talking about beauty.
Okay.
Women hold themselves to a
This is
higher
how we were
standard
playing
than men,
music.
That's why you see the discrepancy.
When
right?
you're
And
using a
that's why-
specific
Not
term
worth
there,
it.
beauty,
That's I'm
if we're
only-
talking
You
about,
know,
well, men's standards is a
squeezy,
bit
squeezy,
different
lemon,
because
squeezy.
there's men aren't
You guys
really
gotta
looking
see
for
what it
beauty,
is.
they're looking, okay,
You
let's
know-
talk about physique then. Let's remove
The-
facial whatever from it. The female beauty standard
I
more than
see,
obtainable for
I
like
see,
90%
things
of
and such.
women. Flat stomach, maybe a little bit of muscle tone, healthy BMI.
Undertone.
That's the extent of it.
Meanwhile,
I know.
America's obese.
I don't know.
Well, that's for both men and women.
I don't know. There's an undertone.
The male beauty standard. Guys, stop fucking. Oh my God! Stop with the sidebars. The male beauty standard that's rarely challenged by the mainstream media.
Not mentioning, no. You're
without two, if not three, of the following things: elite genetics, steroids, and 5+ years of treating the gym like a part-time job.
I agree with you, which is why I think it's
Nick, you had some photos? Let's see some photos. All right.
I think it's detrimental.
Next.
Next.
Me, whenever I freaking stream and Instagram.
And let's see the women. Let's see the
Crop
women.
top.
Bro, you go to a fucking college town, bro. Girls be looking like you could find this. This is like.
Why don't it's detrimental to suggest that the only way a man can improve his looks is by going to the gym, right? Like there are other ways.
That's an attraction trigger in women is strength and muscularity.
Sure, but that's not the only thing, right? If a man
Is there another one, Nick?
attractive and
Where's
doesn't
Scarlet
have
Joe?
a
Scar Joe.
body, that doesn't
Bro,
make
you could see this. You could see this. Like this is a normal. She's attractive, right?
Yeah, but these
like,
women have to work really hard before they go into
For
movies.
this?
They don't look like that when they're in the movies. That's their average body, but people train really hard for these movies, and they get bigger. Like
Bro,
even
she
those
ain't-
men,
she ain't made
even
much
those men, they go through training so that they look the way they want everyone else
Do you
to
think it's the
perceive
same
them.
though? Do you think it's
He's just saying that it's more achievable for most women to look like that than it is for most men to look like Hugh Jackman.
No, that's there's no way.
Wolverine.
I could go to the gym
What's more
and
achievable?
look like that very, very, very easily within a few weeks if I wanted to. Go back to Hugh Jackman for many reasons. My husband would have to work for 3 months eating completely clean, taking supplements on a protein, on a strict diet, with a trainer twice a day to even try to look like that.
Everything. It's like that's.
So I don't disagree with you. I just think that there are other ways a man can try to improve his looks, which is mainly his fashion and his hair, which again.
What was the?
I don't
was
think
there something
any
else
man
we were gonna pull up, Nick?
I think if men change their fashion and their hair, female hypergamy is going to go
That
away.
is
That's
judgment.
If you want
I sense judgment.
on my Twitter that literally shows a guy who has
You know,
the worst hair ever. He looks.
And
like
what if somebody loves that person with the worst hair
got
ever?
baited. You just like those.
You know?
Yeah, you got baited. It's the same thing as
It's
those
just
Asian
true.
chicks.
I
who go
hear
in
where
and
you're-
they do
I
all
hear
the
where you
makeup
guys
up
are
and they look like
going.
tens and
Okay,
they
so if
take
I
all that
shaved
shit
my
off
head-
and they're threes and you're
If I
like,
shaved my head,
what
you
the
think
hell
I'd have
just
just
happened?
an easy time finding somebody to have sex with if I just decided to shave my head?
yeah, I probably wouldn't have much trouble.
Just as now, it'd be equally as easy.
For you to what? Go out and
Find a guy who
I bet you anything that if you walked over to a guy, you can even run this experiment. Go out on the
A round
street,
of
find
fist
some random
bumps
guy.
at the table,
Go back to my apartment, fuck, and he'll be like, sure. And when you go home, you shave your head, go to the
Black
same guy the
Flame
next
never
day and ask him,
donated
he'll do it again.
Men are forged in the fires of
Yeah, he probably still will too.
the battles of the soul. We have no intrinsic values and have to build ourselves up from one, whereas women just need to show up.
Completely agree.
I mean,
You
yeah.
have to build yourself, yeah.
Yeah, probably.
You know, I built myself
I
up
like to just show up. I would rather
with
you
the
guys do
essence
all
of
the hard work.
The other side of things, because women have like very similar feelings about men on the other side, right? Especially
the essence of
the further
one soul. You know,
Let's do the dating app. We're gonna do her dating app
You know.
review. All right, guys. Here she is on
With
Bumble.
one finger
There she is. Cheating. Wow. That's misrepresent. You're misrepresenting your
No
physical
way.
appearance.
Okay, I hate
Wait.
my bags and I made my nose. I've seen
Next.
It's not the worst thing in the world.
She's 5 feet. That's good for you. Oh, she smokes socially. Okay. Sorry, Andrew.
Weed a lot.
Ooh. Okay.
Sorry, guys.
She wants a relationship. She wants kids someday. She's an atheist. She goes to the gym, plays video games, baking sushi, road trips.
This obsession with
social. Bro,
I
I'm
pledge
telling
allegiance.
you gotta find a man who will
Diggity,
lead
dig.
you. You gotta quit the drinking, quit the smoking, and quit the weed. You said socially you drink.
How is a man supposed to lead her?
What do you mean?
Like,
Maybe
yeah,
that
I just
work
feel like
out,
it's
but-
constant. I mean,
You lead her to the bar.
Yeah, I
and
kind of
get
need
some
somebody
sushi.
to be my equal, not a leader. So I.
well, I know, but you're just always I feel like they can't even get a word in edgewise.
Wait,
I mean,
why don't
I
you
don't
guys
know,
have a
me
back
and
and
Andrew,
forth?
we're engaging. I think.
Why don't you guys have a back and forth?
I want to
wanna hear
know.
from her.
what you bring. I'm not saying this as like being rude, but what do you bring to a relationship?
Love and care and everything a husband needs.
What is everything?
My first relationship was beautiful. It was a friendship. We told each other everything. Like, that's exactly what I want.
Did you allow him to lead you?
No. We were together, a team. That's what I want.
Wait, was this the one where you guys never had sex?
Yes.
But why did
You're
this
gonna
one end?
go on Team Cat Lady.
Hang on, so you're in a relationship, but you're not, just remind me, you weren't having sex because you wanted to stay a virgin, or you just weren't sexually attracted to him?
Religious. At the time I was very religious, so I did at first want to just be a virgin. Then I lost my virginity, and then, not my virginity, sorry, my religion. And then I didn't necessarily want to do anything with him because I just wasn't attracted. But when we first started, it was
Cooks his steak on point.
Anywhere. And I also met him online, and we had a relationship entirely online for the first year.
J-date.
I feel like I want to give you a piece of loving advice. I would love to see you in a relationship where you
herbs and seasons.
bite your tongue like half the time and just allow him to lead you.
Yeah, I think of herbs
Okay,
and
I
can
had
get
my first
behind that.
relationship, so I'd rather find
Diggity,
someone
diggity.
who respects
What else
me.
should she do?
I
Okay,
shared
this is
my
good. What else should
secret.
she
I
do?
do. I mean, I feel like
Herbs
bite your
and
tongue,
spices.
submit a little bit to a man.
Respectful.
That's not a G
And
and you're
I feel like don't have such high standards on a guy,
That I might
especially
agree
when
with
you
you
don't.
on.
I mean, you don't have a ton to bring to the table either.
I might agree with you on that, but not on the ton to bring to the table, because as long as you bring love and respect, that's really...
That's it.
I know, but I feel like you're not loving and respecting him if you're not allowing him to lead you. If you respect him and you love him,
that
and
is,
trust
an
him, then you
instance
trust him to
of
lead your
being
family and lead your
subservient is allowing your man to lead you.
No. You have roles in the house.
That's
I
one
do
way
that
that
I
I
take care of my
should imagine myself being subservient is if I was being led.
I'm the boss.
There would be the essence
come into
of
contact, they always try to dominate each
subservience
other.
within
That's the way it
my
goes.
I don't think that's true.
excitement
two different
to
roles. You have two
grow
different roles.
within
Girl, like we have listened to
the
you all
essence
night.
of
We have listened to you all night. I need you to
relationship.
listen here.
The
Listen up.
essence
You
of
have my ear.
Listen up.
I just
being.
feel like there are two roles in a marriage. Someone is going to stay home with the children and cook and clean and be barefoot in the kitchen. And I know that's hard to hear. And while you're doing that, your man is taking care, he is providing, he is making the money. But you have to trust him. You have to allow him to lead. You have to give him sex, not just blowjays. You have to engage in a relationship.
And I would have to be attracted to somebody to do that.
That was cute.
I mean,
Oh, I like that.
No, the blowjay.
Keep going.
I hear what you're saying, but
She's cooking.
I fundamentally disagree with you.
how so? Just tell me.
Tell her.
I think that there doesn't need to be one person leading the relationship. I think it's best if they're both equals. That's it.
Okay,
If it's friendship,
you own a
would be
business.
added.
You own a business.
And that
Who's the
empty
owner
spot.
of the
I
business?
don't think a business and a relationship are comparable. I'm sorry.
They're absolutely comparable.
I disagree with
There
you.
still can be an
Someone
essence
has to
of
lead
But I
the
mean, in
house.
business,
Otherwise,
leading
they're
examples
and
of partnership in
subservience,
business.
and that can be
Sorry, I didn't-
that could be
I feel
an
like someone has to
exchange.
lead
You
in
know,
any situation.
when
Sorry, so
you
you were
know,
about to ask about the
And
business, who is leading in the business.
that can be
So,
a-
between you and Lindsay, I think
know,
that's her name, right?
so
Who's
on
leading?
these days,
all
you
of our
know,
social media. She
these
doesn't touch it
stuff,
at
you know,
all. She
you
handles all
can
of
have
our
a
financials, all
schedule
of our
for
business.
your
Working as a
a
team.
certain area.
your
Absolutely, we both lead in
Sounds
certain
like
areas.
a team effort.
Is it a partnership?
It's a partnership.
Yeah.
things
Yeah,
and
I mean,
stuff
it's not like
and
So
Lindsay
who has
owns
the final
business.
say? Let's say Lindsay wants to sell the business. Can she sell it without you?
No, we have a contract. It has to
Okay,
be-
so you have to agree.
Correct.
You guys both have to agree. Interesting.
Correct.
I can fix her. I feel like you're gonna meet.
But you don't run your relationship like you do a business. That's not what you want, right?
No,
But
and
she
that
just
was-
compared it together.
Stick
Yeah, okay, I get you. I get you. That was a wrong example. That I shouldn't have used that one. I guess I feel like for some reason something has happened in your life. Maybe you need therapy. He doesn't think you need therapy. But something has happened that like somebody wrecked you because the way that you view men is so sad.
No,
I'm friends with men.
ma'am.
I know you're friends, babe. I know you're friends
You're
with men, but
acting
you
like
gotta
I
get
hate
to
all
another
men.
level.
I
Like,
do not hate all men at all. I know that there are a lot of good men out there. I think the ones.
but they're not coming for you. The good men aren't coming for you. And so I want you to, in the most loving way, I want you to look at yourself and be like, why are the good men not coming for me?
Right? Like what the hell?
Girl, you ran your mouth all night. You ran your mouth all freaking
Maybe
night.
because the good men
And
want to be with me.
Right
I
now.
literally sit in my apartment and I work. Done. Okay.
Why are you not dating any?
Hey, Rising, we're done. We're done. Hey, Rising, I am proud of you because I think 6 hours.
6 hours and listen to her.
What was the reason?
I could.
Yeah, it has.
Drive home.
Hey, you're about to say.
Yep. You grab the popcorn, everyone's walking out.
Hey, Rising!
Hold on, I just don't understand why someone who is single is sitting here talking mostly for 6 hours about relationships to women who are happily married. Like, if you're talking about the authority on relationships, wouldn't you ask the people in the room that are happily married?
Wait, hold on. We need to get through your dating profile.
But you guys don't want to have sex
wait.
before marriage, and that's what we're talking about.
Guys, you bullied her. You guys bullied her.
We bullied her.
We bullied her.
You guys bullied her.
Hang on. You stuck up and said
I bullied you?
Is that bullying?
No, I don't know.
Now you want me to
I
have
bullied
classes
you.
back? Where were you guys earlier for me? Nowhere.
Listen.
Because I mentioned, you know, that I have desires.
I'm just being facetious. Wait, what?
Oh,
wait.
No, don't chase her, please. No.
Get her
I was running.
applesauce and blanket. Get her an applesauce.
I've heard all I need to hear.
Respectfully,
You can have time with your conservative women, and I'm gonna leave.
Wait, what? Why you guys leave? Wait, hold on, sit down. You got
I'll be right back.
the annoying girl
Okay, but
back.
if she comes back, I'm gonna go.
I'll be right back after these
Feminist class.
these stickity.
We just started throwing a fit, and he's like, oh, look at him whining after 7 hours.
What's on purpose?
I'll be right back.
Her notes.
Well, we are not going to.
Bro, this is not your fucking show. This is not your fucking show. Deal with it. Fucking deal with it. Yeah, but you're...
That's what you're saying then after that comment.
She's gone though, so what's the fucking issue? To finish the dating app segment. You didn't even finish it.
We need some food. I think everybody's cranky. We need food. Pizza, yes. Everybody's just hungry.
Bro, I don't know.
Okay, let's move on to the next person. Move on to the next person.
Yo, kindly sit down. Sit down.
Kindly.
Yes, kindly.
The first time this whole time.
Yo, are you gonna sit back down?
Not for the last 12 years.
Because
You asked to be on the fucking podcast. You know what? Get the fuck out. Get out. Get out. Just get out kindly. Just leave. You guys get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. You guys can stay. You can fucking leave. You got an attitude. Out you go. They can't get them the fuck out. They can't linger back there. Out the fucking door they go.
Crazy how you would
Get
talk
the
to a
fuck.
woman for the
Hey,
record.
your permission to be here has been revoked. Kindly leave. Just leave. Out
What
you
did
go.
she do? Did she say something?
It was very nice to meet you.
Hey, gosh,
Yo,
golly
you need
gee,
to fucking
Lucas.
leave. Get the fuck
I
out.
was just gone for 2 seconds.
Yeah, but don't. Yeah, you said you want to fucking leave, so you don't need to like stay here. Just get the fuck out. Yeah, cool. Out you go.
I sense tension. I shall refill my coffee.
Hey, they can't be in the fucking bathroom.
Take it easy.
Out they go.
Be right back.
Just look at the camera and smile like a news anchor.
Welcome to whatever podcast.
By the way, I'm not sure what the tensions was, but I'm gonna go refill my coffee. I have
Do you want me to move next?
me a cup that needs refilling.
Readjustment, I think.
You know, things and stuff and such. Be right back.
Hi, Madison. Are you a feminist, yes or no?
Absolutely.
Oh, God.
She's kidding.
Okay.
She's kidding.
I want to know how
can I
long
get
it
a
takes
give
Madison
that
to work
thing
on her
with
body
me?
because she looks amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't. I
was
was listening to
Goals.
Thank you.
Is it wine 30 yet?
It is pop. It's pop.
Bro, this girl's like, we're just gonna leave, and then I'm like, fine, fucking leave, and then they want to fucking linger, and oh, let me just say goodbye to her and make it a big fucking
grabbed
scene.
a Gatorade.
It's like, Nah, you're not. You're out the fucking door. Go pee your pants back to fucking dog shit Arizona or wherever the fuck you're
They're
going.
trying to gaslight you into telling them that they should stay, basically.
I'm not leaving, just kidding.
That's fine. That's fine. Get the fuck
We have
out.
seltzers in the
Bro, like some people in the
Stop lingering. Go.
Some people in the chat are like thinking I overreacted. Bro, these girls were so problematic the entire damn night. From the very get-go, I managed to cool shit down at the beginning. It was very contentious. But she's trying to like fucking backseat, I don't know if there's a backseat podcast, the fucking show. Can we move it along? I'm gonna fucking leave if you don't like, bro. And you know what's funny? This other girl who was making this girl here, the fucking lost her virginity at 15, fucked a dude, lost her virginity after meeting a dude 30 minutes in, right? I'm asking her questions, and she's like, well, I don't want to talk about that. Well, whenever somebody tells me I don't really want to share, I'm inclined to no longer include you in the conversation. So these people who fly, oh, I'm not part of the conversation. I gave you an opportunity, and then you're like, well, I don't want to talk. Okay, maybe it's passive aggressive. I'm not gonna fucking talk to you then.
Well, hang on. I feel like before we started this podcast, you specifically said, or whoever was sitting there before you was like,
it was
do not share, and then afterwards tell me everything.
Right,
So
we
I
said
will
that.
say you did tell us to share when people weren't sharing.
You also asked for juicy stories, so juicy stories were provided, so that when you're asked about the juicy stories, it's kind of like, please expand on the juicy stories.
Okay, but I will say,
they requested to be on.
I will say this though, they did threaten to leave these ones. Just saying.
What do you mean threaten to leave?
Yeah, didn't you guys?
I said
Yes,
because
that's true.
I will say this girl was going on, and I apologize. This girl, I feel like all night we've been talking about her, and then she goes and sits on the deck, and then she's gonna throw up.
Yeah,
over
she's
here,
high
like-
maintenance. She's high maintenance. You're right. She was.
She asked me
my
for
God.
weed. And
I'm sure the
What?
comments are
I made
crazy.
more
Are
coffee.
we being kicked out now? We threatened to.
No, I'm not gonna kick you guys out. I'm not gonna kick. Although I do think. I do think that if anybody, like, you did kind of prompt them a little bit when you said, oh, I think we're gonna leave. Like, then you plant a seed in their head, like, oh, that's an option? Okay, let me use this as leverage so I can ensure the conversation goes my way. If I want to fucking sit here and I try my best to include everybody, but sometimes some people are more interesting than others, sometimes people are more adversarial than others. If I'm gonna focus on somebody, then I'm gonna focus on somebody. That's how it's gonna be.
You know what I would
sense
say?
the emotion.
I don't even think it was that you were. She was like not interesting, at least in my mind. So I'm like, why is he?
She made
focusing
the
on
same
her?
argument over and over again, and then when you come back full circle, she would still be like, I just think he should pay for the first date. I'm like, we just spent an hour establishing that is not true, that you would want him to instigate for 6 months of the relationship.
How are you the most likable woman who's been
I know,
here?
Because she's quiet.
She's
How?
like,
Quiet woman.
How are
super
you?
chill.
She's a 12.
Super chill.
Because she's a 12.
Because she's a 12.
Because she's quiet.
She's super chill. Although you gotta be careful with the super chill ones, like they're chill at first, but then the crazies, like down the road, bro.
She's gonna rip those ears
All
off
right,
and just go
out,
nuts.
out of the description they go.
You guys are the only people that get pizza, so.
Look, those girls asked to be on the show. It's crazy. They drove from fucking Arizona to be here.
When they're driving back tonight.
I don't know why they wouldn't just get a hotel. Like,
Right?
that's fucking crazy.
They probably will now, all together,
hoping.
and talk about us.
Oh yeah, they're talking.
Yeah, started with adult.
They'll probably watch on their way home.
Yeah.
And help balance us.
I probably should have.
Us needs balancing.
They were all friends. I was so close to fucking kicking her off the show at the beginning. I was like, they're friends. Like, if I kick her off, I gotta kick them off. And
I
that's
should
they
be
were
super
mostly-
chill.
This one over here was a little. This one was mostly pleasant. The one next to
I
me.
don't think they're friends, though. I don't think they know each other, do
No,
they?
the three.
These two work together.
Oh, they did.
They all came together. They all came together,
Yeah.
right? So, good times, guys.
Interesting.
Good times. Oh,
Well, now what are we going to do?
Gustavo.
feminist.
Maddie, you take that seat, and then we're gonna put Gustavo between the two married.
Ooh, who's Gustav? Does he look like...
He's right there. That's
Oh, hey, bring your helmet.
Actually, you were cooking. Actually, I think you put. That's when she left. She
When
was
you
like,
finally got to talk, it was like you just ran with it.
Reality hit.
Dominated.
Mama got angry.
Well, she was getting to be pretty frustrating. It's like, you have no authority to speak because you have a bunch of guy friends. Well, why do you think none of them want to date you? And then she got so offended.
Through the freedom of speech, we all
Keep your hands.
have opinions. I would imagine.
Wrong move.
You know, I have opinions.
Soldier out of you.
He's very,
It's pretty cool, you know.
The nature of these podcasts
through perception and things and stuff and such, you know, pretty cool.
It can be hard to
Be received.
because only one person can speak it at a time, and then if you want to have back and
These episodes, I'm not gonna have the whole chat emotionally react.
perfectly ensure that everybody gets the exact
For this
amount
episode.
of talking time. It's very difficult. Some people are more conversationally dominant, so did I lose my shit a little bit? No.
A little bit.
A little bit.
It was
I was
kind
about
of
to lose my
interesting.
shit.
You're about to lose your shit.
Yeah, but I'm not as like.
Maddie,
Be sure to stay tuned for
Not
my
as used to
lo-fi
shit
episodes.
because you don't look like you lose
That's true.
anything.
They
You look like
fucked it
you're
all
so.
up.
I'm pretty
Fucked
calm.
it all up.
Yeah.
Like in my
I was about
head,
to hide under the
battle
table.
demons.
Just like in an emergency, I was gonna go hide under the table. Kill
Wait,
it, stay in your seat.
this girl and this girl.
Yeah.
For lo-fi chill sessions with this girl, you know what
I was
I'm
like,
saying? I'm not
here's the
saying this girl. I'm
Perhaps the chat
mentioning
I mean, the
can
coffee
this
was
girl.
disengaging, but those two were.
Oh yeah, we didn't get to. Oh man, we didn't get to get into.
Should we finish your dating app review for her?
And yeah,
Actually, yeah, we'll do it. And the chat gets to decide if you swipe yes or you reject the shit out of her. Before we do that, though, one of the things I think about with these kick out situations, I was prepared to kick her out for sure. But the thing is, part of me is like, well, did I just farm them and then kick them?
What do you mean?
Did I just provide you with pharmacy?
Content because it's like, well, okay, I could just kick her, or I could farm then kick.
Have you enjoyed your medications today?
Cooler heads prevail. Like
She was
things
like
calm down.
seething rage all night.
She
New
tended
videos
to calm
almost
down,
daily.
but She started her like sidewalk appearance very combative. She was ready for
Oh,
war
she
before
came
New
in hot.
videos.
She came in
Yeah.
hot, like really
She was
intense.
offended by every word out of your mouth. Your mouth. She was just-
Mostly Andrew. Although she was coming at me, I was catching strays here. I was fucking catching strays. Let's do the dating app review.
You can watch and enjoy
How do you do it without?
What
as
TV show
podcast.
would you be a main character in?
Should we all answer these questions?
Oh, this is gonna be hurtful.
Filter, bro. This is it's so disingenuous when they're all super filtered out.
That's why she left.
New York pizza, every other kind sucks. Bro, this is like so basic. Basic. Next. We can take things slowly and naturally, not trying to get lost in someone, just trying to find my other half. Is there another one or is that it? Getting to know each other, maybe in arcade too.
I am
Bro,
recording.
I'll be honest, like she says, well, guys should open with like, talk about something on your profile. Is there another photo? There's nothing interesting on her profile. Like, I've been on Bumble. If she messaged me, hey, how's it going? And I was like supposed to respond, like, there's nothing off of her profile as somebody who's been on dating apps for a long time. Well, I'm not on them anymore, but I used to. I wouldn't be able to find anything topical from her profile.
Where are the entertainment apps?
Bullshit something, but
Pizza,
but
arcades,
she was
and
like,
TV.
Her
she's saying,
apps for entertainment.
I want a guy who's exceptional, who stands out. I'm like, your
Social
your
media.
dating profile's average.
I
You're
mean, I could be
unremarkable. And I'm not
social
saying that to be mean, but most
within
people
the
are average
media.
and remarkable. And she wants some like movie moment magic guy.
Movie
What was the other
magic.
thing that we were gonna
Movie
pull up?
magic.
And it's fine to be normal and average and boring. It's fine.
As long as you expect normal.
I said I could fix her.
Right.
Yeah. I do.
Oh no, I thought there was something to pull up, but maybe I was wrong. Let me read a chat. We have Satanic Finger.
Ooh.
This girl is an abuser. She's been projecting the entire time towards men. She literally said she cheated emotionally, and she's saying she led men on during the relationship as she stayed unhappy. She cheated on which guy? The 2-year one? Or the
First
Remember.
guy. I thought it was the
Yeah,
first
she cheated
one.
on the
The
2-year
2-year.
one. She was having her conversation with another guy, and then she ended up hooking up with that guy.
A year later.
Okay. All right. We have Kyle Kelsey. Brian, thank you. I want to say the annoying girl that wants to fight with everyone is pissing me off and ruining the show. Which one's that? Is it?
No, she was talking about her.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, she was definitely talking about her.
I can't tell if my teeth are grinding or I'm grinding gears as I shift going down the highway with this set of wiggly wagons. I am on meal. FYI? What do you mean on meal? Did she say that? I don't know. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Okay.
There was a really funny one about someone slapping, like they're getting us nicknames. Someone slap glasses and take over the podcast or something. And I was like, slap glasses, I'm right here.
On Family Guy, there's that, oh, it grinds my ears.
Good time.
Segment. And Ollie with the weather. Today's gonna be weather.
I just the rest of the show after I find
I kid.
I feel like
no.
But then it would have just.
Today's weather is
And look how boring this is.
very lovely.
We're talking about
very
her.
lovely
She's
weather.
finally gone. Let's
go.
not talk about her.
What else?
Well, let's see. I'm going to get into my comments here. We have Lindsey Graham. Lindsey Graham, what, the Patriot Barbie, right?
Yep.
This is for both of you, because in your pre-show notes, you said you're both ragingly pro-life,
Yep.
both pro-Trump,
Yep.
both believers and followers of Jesus. Kendall had a picturesque life, saved herself for marriage, based, married to husband with 3 kids. Got cancer some years back. Was this you or her? Oh, her. And they suggested that you get much more.
Nope.
Yeah, I was pregnant.
You can't say.
Or I found out I was pregnant. I can give the whole story if you want.
When you're ready.
Well, you said, yeah, I think, pretty much you just said that you chose the baby and you risked your own life denying the chemo until the baby was born?
Yeah.
And you're cancer-free now?
I'm cancer-free now.
Well, hey,
yeah.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
W's in the chat.
What kind of cancer was it?
Had thyroid cancer, and it was the night before.
Oh, shit.
Night before my surgery, we discovered I was pregnant, so they
Can I
did
have
the
you just
surgery.
scoot your mic a little bit this way? No, you can I just have Kendall?
I am happy that I am healthy.
So I was
Jesus' precious name.
didn't know what stage I was until after, and they're like, "Oh, it's now spread. You're stage 3."
It's a
And
stage of
that's when I
love.
found out. So essentially, find out. I
Now,
was pregnant.
mind you,
Let me
pure
finish.
love does not mean pure
because I
cancer.
went to my
Pure
doctor
love
and I wasn't hearing well,
means
and he's like, "Oh, you have
that
progressive
I am
cancer."
healthy
Something
within
completely different.
the
He's like, "While you're here,
cancers
let
within
me
society."
Check your thyroid. I'm at your nose and throat doctor. Finds out that I have a lump. Finds out that it's cancer. Schedule to have a full thyroidectomy. The night before we found out I'm pregnant, and we call my doctor. My anesthesiologist is like, we can do the surgery.
Your body has
we can
the
just adjust
ability
things so
to
baby is safe. And
heal.
then I woke up from surgery and he was like, "Your cancer is spread.
As much as
We need
your
to
body
either
has the
terminate
ability
baby,
to
focus
be
on your health,
unstable.
or wait." And
I am
baby
thankful
afterwards.
that my
so
body
I
is
gave birth to her at full term,
and
breastfed
I'm
her for 2
thankful
months,
that my body is
radiation.
healthy.
Wow.
I now wear hearing
And
aids. I do have
I do not
breast
have
wear hearing aids for that.
disease.
Because of the progression.
I
of
do
the
not
cancer,
have
because you waited a bit to get it treated.
Well, no,
sickness.
I actually
I do not
it's,
have
I had so it diagnosed
any
me
of
progressive
that.
asthma, but then the hormones when you're pregnant makes it worse, and so I
Wow.
continued to
And-
lose hearing.
That was very
she had another
selfless.
baby afterwards too.
And I had
So
another baby afterwards.
you'll get more deaf if you get pregnant again. She's
Yeah.
like, okay.
Wow.
And as a
God's
matter
really
of
good.
fact,
Very
I am
selfless
Thank you.
of you.
happy that I
Wait,
am
hold on. I got more
healthy,
notes.
and
I got
I
more
am
notes.
happy
The pro-Trump
that we have
saga.
provided the world with more free health care. We
2
have
days
provided
ago.
the world with
I mean, I know you guys
more
are going to say, hypothetical. Would, oh my God.
free
Let's
and
go.
cheap
Would you
health
date
care.
an illegal immigrant?
No,
And I am happy that we are, coming up with new ways, to make the world within our, a little bit better, to provide more food pantries and to provide more, name brand and non-name brand food within these food pantries, and to provide, health assistance and free health care, things and stuff and such, is a stickety essence of care within the essence of ruling the generation
You probably
That's
just
what
got
I'm
like
thinking. Yeah, born this way.
I have a really fast metabolism.
Yeah, I
I
was
eat
gonna say-
so bad. I eat terribly, but I've been
Some of
really
your
good.
cookie, by the way.
You saw that? Yeah.
Sorry, I'll
yeah,
cut a piece.
It's
I'll cut a piece.
kind of hard though. I like soft cookies. You can have the rest.
Okay.
Stop talking about food. We're all so hungry.
Oh, guys, we have some pizza, so we can get some pizza.
Perfect.
Oh wait, should we do pizza? On the stream?
Oh,
Wait,
totally.
let me. But then eating into the mic.
Oh, that's gross. Yeah.
Well,
Wait, chat.
Let's
do
not
we?
eat and then talk.
Yeah, it's kind of okay. Pizza party, chat. Pizza party.
Okay.
But wait, where were we? Oh,
We've been on for 2 hours.
I feel like
Be sure to stay tuned for our Lo-Fi episode. And our Lo-Fi episode.
Yeah, obviously
We
she would
can
be
enjoy
secretive and not get.
Oh my gosh, the power struggle would be so
I'm
good.
kidding. I'm kidding.
variety of
power
stuff and such.
Look at everybody's
As
like,
we
eat
are
pizza.
currently
Cut my cucumbers, otherwise I'm going to.
vibing
I'm kidding.
with everyone.
But I prefer.
You wouldn't even have to let her know.
You know,
Well, the crazy thing is. Damn.
Scarlet G Lucas and your honesty.
They're like, "Hey, I can't believe that happened. It's terrible. It's awful."
Oh my gosh.
I am in favor of. I'm totally fine with illegal immigration for like female gymnasts. I'm fine with that.
They can come over.
They can come over illegally if their female shot put is fine.
Thank God
Sprinters
for
are
female
good.
gymnasts.
Long distance, too lanky a little bit, but like sprinters.
You got a thing for sprinters, huh?
Oh, they're just
Is it the thighs? Thick thighs save lives?
thick thighs save lives.
Wow, interesting. That's
I don't know, you
weird.
got
That's a
the
very.
long distance ladies.
That's not what I was picturing.
That's a very
Yeah,
particular
I thought
taste.
I thought you guys were together.
Oh no, I have a boyfriend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, you're engaged.
It's promise ring. I'm not engaged.
Oh my gosh.
I love every time that happens. Madison's like,
Really quick to be like, no, I'm.
Well, I'm in a relationship. Why wouldn't I
She's got a
be?
boyfriend. No, we're not doing it. There's those rumors though going
Way to
around.
make it awkward, Kendall.
Yeah, way to make it. I mean,
It's not the first time I've heard it.
I do. When it comes to racial preferences, I'm white and Asian.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
like
listen,
my boys.
I'll date. I'll date black women and Latino women, but I do have
Things
a preference
and
for
stuff
white
and
women
such.
and Asian women. And she's too tall for me though. That's the thing.
Okay.
She's way too tall.
How tall are you? 5'2"?
He only dates
Smaller than 5'2".
Like 4. If her height doesn't start with 4, she ain't the one.
How tall are you?
6'1".
There's a thing with tall, really tall dudes,
Yeah.
and they never go for any kind of average girl. They always go for like a little mini me. Always.
No, but then when you have kids,
What is it?
you're not giving them those really good genes, like breeding genes.
That is a good point. Like when I, in
Like,
terms
what if
of
your
like
son-
for my kids.
What do you mean breeding genes?
Well, if she's tall.
Yeah,
If she's tall, you're
I
tall.
think
they're both
the
tall,
kids-
then
you
make a
shouldn't
beautiful tall
be
baby.
thinking of
What's that
children.
thing from the
You should
Bible?
be
Like
thinking of the
children
enjoyment.
in the
Breeding mares?
No. It's
With
kind of
your
unrelated,
person.
but it's like
Things and stuff and such.
children
Like
in man's youth
Gustavo.
are like arrows in the hand.
Oh,
Things and stuff and such.
I'm butchering this.
Things and stuff and
This is
such.
a chase line, but
Somebody look it up.
That's bad. Then.
yeah, I can't. I don't. Anyone in the chat?
Arrows in a
I
clip.
don't know. I would date a dwarf. You know, would you guys?
I don't know.
If you guys know any dwarves? Do you guys know any
Not
dwarves?
personally, no.
Diggity!
Like a dating app for dwarves.
I looked. I couldn't.
Big labia dwarfs matter.
Yeah, you know, good times.
That's just not. That's not just a height thing. That's like all their proportions are different.
Yeah, that's a
How's it?
medical
What is a big
condition. It's not just a midget. A
I know.
midget is.
But if you,
short,
the thing
but a
is,
dwarf has the.
well, I prefer. Oh my god, I feel like I'm gonna get canceled from the I think they call it the little people. Is the no? I think that's what they want to
No,
be
they
called.
do want to be called. There's a whole
No,
show
but
about it.
you're talking about the
TLC.
dwarven race in Warcraft.
Oh, of course,
Yeah.
of course. But I mean, look, if she was like 4'5", but like normal proportions, I guess that's. I'm gonna get canceled.
Really
That's
tiny.
better.
Gonna get canceled.
That's really short. Like,
There's-
you actually be
Sure.
so.
Who again created cancel culture?
We tried it.
I forget every now and again. I forget.
Yes, because I'm 5'8".
Who created cancel culture?
What's up?
I don't know. Who created cancel culture? You know.
Oh, we went there.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
But,
What have you seen?
no, I mean, well, first off, I don't really watch adult content. Occasionally, fine, whatever. But I'm not like dwarf, big labia.
Fuck the
Like,
voting
I don't watch, like, dwarf
What do you
porn.
type in then? Short girl, symmetrical.
No, I
penis?
watch, like, honestly, I'm.
Is it two
Fine.
dwarfs?
I'll tell you.
And as a matter of fact,
Like when I,
you know,
I'm selective
I
with
mentioned
music,
that,
I
and
rarely
then
consume
you
porn,
know, I
but
you know, partake within some of the, you know, the voting system. I don't view it as voting system necessarily. I, you know, just play my part within balancing out society. And mind you, I have respect for the voting system within the sarcastic, you know, essence of that, you know, and that is just God balancing, you know, the
complications if they're like too short though. Like once you
you
get
know,
to the
balance.
like 411 territory
And
below, I don't know,
that's
it can
through
make certain things
ensuring balance.
like carnage. What do you mean shortest?
You know, so within ensuring balance, you know,
I think, like,
there are some certain flaws within the voting system. That does not mean that
and there's like a decent amount.
there is not,
Unfortunately
you
not.
know,
It's a fucking
romance
shame.
had within the voting system.
I know it's tough out there.
You know, there's
I
not
shoot, dude. If I see it, like back when I used to
shared
press-
perspective
this
through the
is
voting
10
system.
plus years ago,
And you know, I talk about the voting system and then I have to pause because I have to recognize my perspective of the voting system and then I have to recognize society's perspective of the voting system being a bit different than my perspective. So I have compassion for my perspective. Through my perspective, the voting system is not necessarily flawed. I wouldn't mention that the voting system
trying to find these short chicks on
has
my page.
been
Where do you find people now?
What do you mean?
Like organically?
synchronistically
Church.
perfected.
That's where you go to meet
And,
a good,
you know,
honestly. You go to the bar,
within
you go to a strip club, like
the
that's not
essence
where
of
you bring someone
synchronicity,
home.
within the essence of society, within the essence of
No, it's a bad place to find a woman now, is that church. Terrible place. Well, because what happens is there's
Like,
what's called
we
the
find
Great
our, you know,
Reformation. Oh,
find
so
tell.
here's how
Life.
this works.
Uh-oh, I'm not gonna like this, I'll tell you right now.
What
you know,
happens
to be
is there's a lot of women
more
out there
based
who are getting
within
into
the
their
simple
30s.
things in life. And sometimes the simple things in life,
They've realized
you know,
that
their perspective,
they
it
have
may appear
written what
as
we like to
small
refer to as the
perspective.
Atomic Carousel.
Oh, it
They
may
did it for a
appear as
long
huge
time.
perspective.
They couldn't find
You
a
know,
guy,
within
and so in
the
their
essence
30s
of
now,
algorithm and
they're kind of
things
screwed.
and stuff and
So
such.
what they
That's
do is they
amazing.
reform.
You know?
And find Jesus. And then go to the church, and then when they're at the church, they
Within the essence
try to
of
meet guys. And that's really a big problem.
what
And it's
is
going
it?
on all over the place.
That whole is it Joel Osteen video to
That's the
impromptu
problem. I just said.
a video
No,
of
you're
Odyssey
useless, or not useless. You're
reacting
You're
to
a useful. You're
yeah,
a useful
church
pawn,
videos,
is what I
reacting
said.
to
Is that a problem?
podcast videos, reacting
Because what they'll do is
to
they'll
all sorts of
cover
stuff and
themselves
things.
behind
You know,
don't judge me.
and mind you, am I
Don't judge
reacting
me.
or am I really
Don't
just
judge me.
responding?
Don't judge
I'm
me.
really
Don't
just
judge me.
responding
But it's
within
usually the
the
women
notion.
inside
And
the
you know,
churches
everybody is very,
are the ones that don't judge them.
you know,
And so yeah,
stickety
it's not really
with
good in churches.
the format of such that I, you know,
Just saying.
share my
Which is
perspective on
brought to my
what
attention,
we
so I
view,
started
you know, what we
asking
view
around.
together. You know, what we
So it's
watch
like a
together,
pandemic
you
of
know,
women,
things and stuff and
like,
such. Not necessarily that we view it, that we're
Jesus
watching it, we're watching it
I'm
together.
not even sure that
It
they're
is
faking
2.
Right? Maybe they're
And
coming
as
for all the
we
right reasons,
watch,
but it
you
really
know,
doesn't change
this
the fact that I
episode,
don't
and
think
as
that
we,
if a man
you
in his
know,
20s and 30s would
vibe
marry a
with
former
this
prostitute
episode,
because she converted to
we
Christianity,
find
he probably
ourselves
doesn't need to.
at a
Well, hang on, I
stiggity
want Lindsay to
stiggity
speak on this.
point at which
Lindsay's
I'm gonna
a
wait till
we
there's a question
should.
asked.
No, Lindsay's a former stripper.
Oh, did not know
Oh,
this.
juicy. Oh, it just got so juicy.
Did not
In
know
which we
this.
should
Yeah?
You wasted all of your
mute and
time
pause
on these
Feminist
that
McGee
left.
over here.
within,
Juice. Squeeze it.
you know, some certain timing. So let me
Uh-oh, he's
Girl next.
gotten you in here in his
pull a card.
Shoot.
Well, I was just gonna say,
I'm an open book.
I get it, I understand. I'm not saying that they're coming to the church for the wrong reason.
Don't
There's
touch
a
me.
strong magnetic attraction
Well,
here
I mean, that's an actual problem.
towards the
We should
essence,
use
you
righteous
know,
judgment
towards
for
the
one.
essence
And
of
we shouldn't tell women who are reforming, or men for that
interest.
They shouldn't come
Being,
to the
you know,
church in order to do that. They should. But that doesn't mean
being
their past gets erased. It's this
needing
born
of
again virgin, I'm pure now, all that shit. Trying to put that on men, like they
and
almost
being
seem like
in
they're pushing
need
it as
of
an ought, like
certain
you ought to
perspective
marry them,
that
because now they're pure
is
again, who are you to judge them?
familiar to you.
And I think it's perfectly fine for Christians to say, I have the preference not to marry a
The
prostitute.
essence of
I think
things
that
and
that's
stuff
fine.
and such.
Well, no, I totally agree. I think men have every right to say, I understand that that's your past, but I'm not
Stiggity,
okay with
stiggity.
it.
Yeah.
So I can't be okay with it. He shouldn't marry a woman and then obviously not be okay with it because he use that against her the rest of her life. So.
Well, I'm not even
using
sure.
against
And we are going to mention marriage in our topics
It just
upcoming within our
The way the
show,
women are doing it.
within our podcast,
Yeah, it seems a
and
little
within
bit-
our appearances.
You don't know. And that's the thing, right? Is that Christianity can be pretty naive sometimes when it comes to the world. Maybe that's something we can work on. But yeah, they come into the church and they kind of
Made it this far without the essence of hope, without the essence of God, and now we are in the times that we are craving the essence of hope, and we are craving the essence of God within our lives.
And it's okay to reform, and it's a good thing.
And that is a truth
Even if you're reformed, I think that's
that
fine.
we
All that's fine.
find
I'm just saying
ourselves,
that Christian men should still
because
have the preference to be like, yeah, I'm not going to marry a chick.
the essence of God in the world, the essence of hope within the world.
And I think it's good that they,
You know, without hope and without God in the world,
I have some more notes here. We're still
we
on
find ourselves
Lindsey Graham. So you said in your pre-show notes here you had a
realization
colorful past.
that
You were raised quick.
Gosh, what is going on?
God is hope.
been a long
Hope
day.
is God.
It's been a
Within
long day.
the essence of
Raised
hope and
Christian-
love.
excuse me.
Within the essence of
fell
hope,
off the
faith,
deep
and
end
love.
in your 20s.
You know,
you were a stripper. You mentioned that. Meth addict.
Within the essence of
Then you were forced into an
sincerity. You know, it wouldn't, you know, and it's not necessarily a truth that is forced on you. Sincerity is the essence of
It's
truth
such a weird
that
word
is
to
just
try to use
natural
without
to
telling
you.
the full story, right? Manipulated would be a better word. When I got pregnant, he was very abusive, so emotionally, physically, verbally. And I'm not a wuss. I'm not like he emotionally abused me. He was literally emotionally abusing me, gaslighting. And first he called me a liar and tried to just kind of cut me off. And then when I proved that I was pregnant, he used different manipulation tactics to try to get me to have an abortion. One being, if you have the baby, I'm gonna take the baby, make sure that, because you're an ex-stripper and an ex-drug addict, I'll make sure the courts know
Now,
that
this
you'll
is
never see your
a
baby.
perspective of perspective.
That was his way of, trying to get me to have an abortion so that, of course, he didn't want to be responsible. He was a good Christian man in the church. Didn't want his reputation ruined. That didn't work because I was struggling, of course.
Wait, what does that mean? He was a good Christian man in the church.
Man.
And you were a drug addict?
No, not this time.
Oh.
Years prior.
This is years prior.
Okay, hold on. So, I was a dancer and a drug addict at the same time.
Okay.
Left those lifestyles and began dating him immediately. Ooh, I was that girl. Oh, no, it wasn't. That wasn't the thing. This was 20 years ago. So I.
Man, it sounds a lot like that girl.
Yeah, except it does sound a
I'm
lot
not
like
gonna
that girl. Where's the like?
Sounds a lot like the girl I just
Where's the
explained.
button for
Yeah.
that? Gotcha, bitch.
Yeah.
Gotcha, bitch.
Okay, so.
Okay, but actually,
Leave that
I
girl.
was living such a whirlwind, crazy life. I was actually still attending church while I was a drug addict because my relationship.
But
with
you're
God-
off the drugs. You're not stripping anymore.
Yeah.
You go to church. You meet this guy.
Yep.
Okay, so then what happens?
So then I got pregnant. About, I guess, I don't know, 6 months to a year in, and
so to get pregnant necessarily is a perspective of notion. Because you would hope that pregnant doesn't get you. You know what I'm saying?
Because you were going to the church?
Yeah, but I knew I wasn't.
And
I
what
knew
the
I
heck
wasn't.
is
I knew I had a lot of work to
pregnant
do.
anyway?
I knew that I wasn't following Jesus, that I was turning my life around.
Yeah.
He believed that he was hostile material.
Pregnant is perception, you know?
Just let it dissect, just digest.
Yeah, I'm digesting it. It just... Okay, so, not gonna lie, sounds a little predatory on your end. Just a bit. So you go right into the church and kind of...
No, I was already in the church.
And he wasn't?
He was in the church.
Okay.
I was a dancer and a drug addict while attending church.
Okay.
Still.
But you had quit all that?
I quit when I met him. Because
he got you off?
Nope, I would not give him the credit. I will give God the credit. But I looked at my life.
Well, did he assist God with that?
No, he did not.
So he didn't say, like, you need to stop doing that shit?
Nope.
No? Okay.
I looked at the idea of him, and I looked at my own life, and I recognized that the way I was raised was I've always wanted to be a mom and a wife, and the life that I'm living will not get me to that situation. I will never have a man like that because of who I am, the life that I'm living.
And so I would pause there.
And then
as I pause there, I would mention that to have belief in yourself is to believe that you can have the things in life that society may watch your life and, you know, try to mention through perspective, oh no, you know, you can't have this in life or you can't have that in life. And that is not within the essence of God's fortitude for your life. Because God wants you to have in life the things that you desire. And if the things that you desire you before you could desire or have desire, share the essence of desire within the truth of your life and within the truth of the life that you will accept for yourself and the life that you will receive for yourself and will receive and accept for yourself is within the essence of mutual challenge. And mutual challenge could be perceived in all truth and reality as mutual relationship, because relationship is a challenge. As you grow and you hold your partner within a place that they can grow and that they can achieve, and whether that be a small achievement of tasks, goals that you've set for, goals that you've set for yourself, tasks within the notion of things that you allow yourself to receive, within the essence of blessing, and that being a positive, negative, and also a negative positive only through the inspiration of perspective. And we preserve the notions of original perspective just as much as we preserve and keep the notions within history, and we allow history to evolve as history seemingly repeats. The essence of noticing repetition and noticing where you are within that repetition of life, within that repetition of history, within that repetition of science, social studies, history, and relevance within your truth, and working to make your truth more of a reality. If you have achieved your truth, then shining the essence of gratitude and sharing the essence of gratitude within the essence of truth. And there, Vibe Tribe, with the moral of episode, be sure to follow, like, share, subscribe, and be sure to be yourself. Be stickity stickity. And stay tuned till next time. Till next episode. Within our Vibe Tribe. Stickity stickity. Till next time. Much love. Stickity stickity. Love you, Vibe Tribe.